You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
All right. Welcome to Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced. I'm your host for the next couple minutes, Lady J. Little rusty. Let's see if it works. We're simulcasting. I'm just holding you down to just get. So Shabaka'S already in the studio on Blog Talk. So let's hear it good from here. I'll check on the chat. Twin. Can you hear African Sunset from Blog Talk? Simple yay or nay. Hear it? Yes or no? Last time I checked, that was a girl. Jeez. prophetess
Mr. Ali's story and stuff like that with the Vietnam conflict, as you very, very well know, Elder. But I am glad to see this guy, Donald Trump, get what is coming to him. And I hope that on the intellectual plane is that Mr. James, the Attorney General, outbox him, works with him, go upside his dome, smash him, trash him. Yeah, you know what I mean, Elder? Yeah, most definitely.
She's doing a good job. Her reactions towards him is like a Mike Tyson. She's doing a Mike Tyson.
Oh yes, sir. Oh yes, sir. And believe it or not, Elder, many years ago here in Sin City, known as Las Vegas, I met the former heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? And he had a fist like a vice, man, you know what I'm saying? And I says, well, this man is dangerous, you know what I'm saying? And what have you. And then also too, how they go through extra effort to bring down black men. And of course, as you know, as Dr. Francis Cress Welsing had stated, okay, and I see we have an unknown caller right here, and then caller, if you want to join in on the conversation, just please press 1. We'd be happy to have you with us. Okay, and so then, and Elder, as you know, they are trying to do now is trying to feminize the black man. They already got the black man going through mass incarceration. They already got the black man, up out of his, up out of his household. Okay, bear with me, Elder. Somebody has their hand up, Elder, and of course, we don't know who this is, but the rules are very, very explicit. No profanity. You're speaking with Elder Melchizedek tonight. Okay, unknown caller, your mic is unmuted.
It's a good thing that I'm not going to remain unknown for too long.
Sarge. Okay, Sarge. Okay. Okay. And what we're having tonight, Sarge, we got Elder Melchizedek with us. He is an elder. He's my elder. Okay. There's no cursing on here tonight, Sarge, and feel free to ask the elder anything that you so desire.
No, what is that ever problem with me cussing?
he helped increase peace in the Middle East. The Abraham's Accords, whether you want to accept it or not, benefited all of us by having a stable situation in the Middle East. We didn't have any new wars. We didn't have any spending for any new wars. That meant there was more money available for the domestic sector. Donald Trump worked on working with any local entity that would accept his offers of assistance, like Lori Lightfoot refused in Chicago, the officer of the federal agencies, to crack down on crime involving federal interstate commerce violations, like interstate drug trafficking and the like, and any other assistance that federal law enforcement agencies could offer them. And those federal and those local and state entities that accepted the help saw a decrease in the overall crime rate in their jurisdictions, which of course benefits Black people because Black people are most affected by crime, particularly violent crime. I can go on and on and on. With low energy, when you go to the gas tank, do you think Black people buy gasoline? Yeah, I'm spending under $2 a gallon for gasoline when Donald John Trump was president of the United States. I can go on and on and on and on and on. He did nothing but good for the American people as a whole and the Black community in particular.
Oh my God!
But you still haven't answered my question. What about the housing situation? No.
Okay.
We got to talk about establishments.
Well, I cut my answers short because I know Shabaka'S she championed at the bit to cut me off, so I didn't want to go on and on forever. I wanted to give a pause for a response. Now, when it came to housing, a stable economic situation. Look, housing prices are through the roof right now. Nobody can afford a house now. To say nothing of renting apartments. You see, too many Black people are so concerned about what is Trump going to do, what politician is going to do just for Black people. How are you going to target us and make us feel better by telling us you got a special program just for us? When you benefit the entire economy and you keep prices low, that helps Black people. You think Black people help by an 8% mortgage rate? Wait a minute. Are Black people helped if they want to go buy a house by an 8% mortgage rate? No, they're not.
Under Trump administration, you right there in California, you got a whole section of homeless people living in the street, and they've been out there under the bridge for years.
That's California. You better talk to Governor Newsom. You better go talk to Gruesome Newsom about that because he runs the state of California, not Donald Trump.
What? Okay, just a minute. No, just right here in New York, all your shelters is overloaded. You got people sleeping all down in Pennsylvania, in the train stations, all down in the Midtown. Okay, all in the train stations, all on the buses, on the train, sleeping. Okay, all the parks, sleeping. Okay, you have a housing problem in New York and other areas, Chicago too, Philadelphia too. Homelessness all over the place because of the fact all the shelters are filled up. Okay, and that's why those who are still homeless had to sleep out in the streets. The crime rate was up. Crime rate didn't go down. It went up. You got young boys out in the street because when they come out of school and so forth, they don't have no recreational centers like they used to do years ago. Okay, and they can't get jobs. Years ago, they had when you was in school, you can learn to be an electrician, you can learn to be a plumber, you can learn to be a carpenter. All those different professions that you can learn in school, where you can come out and set up your business for yourself. Okay, these was not instituted, and it still isn't. So I'm asking you, how does Trump's program affects, I'm gonna say, the Black people or minority people, regardless of race, color, creed, or religion? How do it elevates to a level where they can, earn a decent education, not just about politics or political or general education. I'm talking about trades. When I was going to school, you was learning electricity, was being taught, radio and TV, refrigeration and computers. All these trades that was taught in school is not in there, and that's where the gap is at. You understand what I'm trying to say? And that's when the brothers come out. There's nothing for them to do. You understand? And that's when the crime rate comes in. Oh, the marijuana was going up high. Drugs were all out in the street. Okay, people was getting robbed and mugged and so forth. So all I'm trying to say, don't act like Trump is doing so much. Oh, and what about all his investments he was dealing with? What was it? What, Russia? Yeah, big
right.
going on business with Russia. Why, if you are the president of America, why are you having personal business going on, business programs going on, personal business, not dealing with America, with your personal investments in another country when you're supposed to be looking out for the country that you're the president of?
Okay, now understanding that I'm always limited in my ability to respond, given Shabaka'S hovering around the mute button, let me try to address a couple of the things that you said. Number one,
hold on, sorry.
See how quick that was? See how quick that was?
This is
I'm
executive co-host.
Okay, go ahead, Elder. Sarge dropped.
We benefited.
Yeah, Sarge dropped. Okay, Elder. Yeah, so please continue with your lecture, Elder.
Yeah, is he there?
No, he dropped. You know, because but what happened, Elder, is that you came up there, man, with that sting like a bee combination, man. You know, he's in his corner, man. We're probably administering a standing 8 count on him right now. Okay, but however, okay, hold it. I think he reappeared. Yeah, okay.
What you gotta do? You hang up on me? What's up?
No, you hung up on yourself, Sarge.
No, I didn't. I cannot touch my phone because I am on an earphone. It's got like 16.
Okay.
I got a 12-foot. I couldn't even get near my phone to hang it up.
Okay, Sarge, we're gonna let the Elder continue. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Elder.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm saying now he's the president of America, but he has all these personal private investments with Russia. How are you going to be having private investments with Russia, and you're supposed to be the president of America, and you haven't even solved the problems here in America that the people put you in positions to solve? So I can't
that part.
See what happens. What happens? A lot of people do. They get caught up in idol worshiping. Idol. Because he's a millionaire. You have dumb millionaires. You have unorganized millionaires. You have millionaires that don't know what to do. You understand what I'm trying to say? And that's why all they know how to do is get houses or cars and women and whatever drugs that they participate in. We're talking about building up the community for the minority of the people all over the country. And you have to, the only way you can build up the community, you have to provide the community provide the needs of the community. Now, every community needs supermarkets. Every community needs daycare centers. Every community needs a shelter for the homeless. Every community needs nursing homes. Every community needs recreational centers. Every community needs libraries. Like years ago, they had the PAL. You understand? Every community, these are the needs of the people. Dry cleaner, I'm not talking about a dry cleaner. I'm talking about a block long, 2 blocks, a block,
right?
A square block, beauty salon, square block. We talking about establishment where your child or my child, when they see things like that, they say, "Oh, when I get big, I want to set up a supermarket like that, or I want to set up a laundromat, or that's this." Wait a minute. And these entities is creating jobs for the people. Supermarkets provide jobs. Daycare centers, educational centers, recreational centers, libraries. All this is educational for the community and also providing jobs for the community at the same time. Now, my question back to you. What programs did he establish in the communities all over the country that makes you feel that he makes you feel that he did so much for you that's why you're going to support him, but you can't name anything that he done established in the communities for the people. We're not talking about. I'm not talking about China. I'm not talking about outside America. I'm talking about in America. You got people all over the country sleeping under bridges.
Exactly.
Okay. I think I just outlined many things that he did do for the black community. Now, if you choose to ignore them, you don't think that they were accomplished.
No, he didn't do it.
I can't say anything about that. But let me go on with something I didn't mention that I'd like to mention that did benefit black people. That in fact was touted as a benefit for black people.
Brother.
Why don't you let me mention it?
Sarge.
When you're in position, young man, when you're in position over people, the foundation of the people is to satisfy their needs. They need food, clothing, shelter, recreation, education, libraries. Come on, programs, training programs.
Okay. I understand the impulse. I understand the impulse toward that. However, the President of the United States, contrary to what people say about Donald Trump, is not a dictator. He is bound by constitutional mandates and separation of powers, which means that many of the things that you are complaining of are entirely the province of the states to correct. For instance, it is not the president's job to cure homelessness in the streets. That is the province of the governor of the state of California and the mayors and elected officials in the field. I mean, I can't finish my statement.
You're going on mute for this man.
See, I can't finish my statement.
Hold on. No. First of all, it is the president's job. The president is the executive branch of the government. They allocate the federal funds so people can have a place to live. And since Reagan, that funding has been cut, massively cut. So we have to get it back to pre-1978 levels. So the president can do that. Also, you said, why are we asking for something specifically for our vote? Why not? Everybody else gets something specifically for their vote. So what makes this any different? And we're the ones that built the country. So we should have we should definitely be getting something for our vote. Go ahead, Sarge. What do you got to say about that?
Okay, unmute his mic. I think Sarge man just got hit with a combination.
The state of California has the 5th largest economy in the world with a GDP of almost $4 trillion a year. And you mean to tell me they cannot accomplish fixing their problem with housing without federal funding? I don't believe it. Number two, it is not the president's job. It is not the president's job to cure homelessness in any state. Any federal funding, no. Well, the issue was California that was brought up.
Sarge, we're not even talking about California.
You can't keep moving the goalposts on me.
Why should black people demand something for their vote?
You're moving the goalposts on me. I mean, the issue was about California. I'm responding to the issue of California. It was raised. The gentleman raised California. I'm responding to California.
It's one state out of the whole nation.
Okay, well, let me address that too. See, you don't even let me get out of the gate.
Because you're not making no logical sense. But go ahead, Sarge.
I mean, you got to let me get out of the gate. I just started my argument.
Oh, wait.
Okay, Sarge, go on. Okay, hold on, Sarge. We're going to let you finish your argument. Then we're going to turn it back over to the elder. And keep in mind, Sarge, you're looking real bad here on these scorecards, man. We got the elder 10 points. And
hey, the guy is holding, and you're not telling him to make a break.
No, this gentleman, sir, is hitting you.
No, I'm talking about Che. Che is doing it. Che is doing that. Che is the one that's holding.
Wait. The same problem in California is all over. Is all over the country. New York got the same problem California got. Homelessness all over the place. Okay, poor housing. Landlords in New York are burning up the houses. So you understand. If they can't get the tenants out the building, they burn up the houses so they can collect the insurance. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Because they don't want to correct the violation of the houses. Instead of correcting the violation and making it livable for the people who are paying rent, they burn up the doggone house and collect the insurance and take a vacation.
Yeah, that part right there, Sarge. I mean, that part there, Elder. Okay.
You don't need.
Okay, I'm going to.
You don't need.
Yes, go ahead, Elder.
I have a question for Elder Melchizedek before you unmute Sarge.
Anytime a president, a governor, or a mayor is in position, the foundation of their performance is to satisfy the needs of the people. And the needs of the people is food, clothing, shelter, and education and trade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Elder. Most definitely. Yeah. Okay, so far we're scoring this round here 10-8.
I have a question for you. Is it true that New York State has rent control, or is it just in certain parts of New York State?
No, they have rent control, and they also have a kind of non-rent control condos where you can buy your apartments.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Rent controls comes under the heading of Section 8. Section 8. They have Section 8 program, Section 8, but it's limited. It's not for everybody. You got to go through different channels in order to qualify for Section 8.
Yes, sir. Okay, Elder. Okay, so I'm going to unmute Sarge, okay, because you scored heavily in that round there, sir. Okay, so we're going to wait to give Sarge his respect, okay. Now, Sarge,
I don't know how you can make a score. I only punched for 30 seconds of a 3-minute round. How did you get a score? How does that work? All right, now look. All right. Let me go back. Look, the issue that was initially raised was the state of California. Now, if you're going to shift it to the general United States, I can address that too. You've got 50 state constitutions.
United States.
Okay, you got 50 state constitutions. You've got 50 different states. Sorry. All of those states, every single one of them is sovereign in the things that the Constitution grants them sovereignty in. And it is not the purview of the President of the United States to interfere in those actions if the President of the United States is not allowed to by those states. They have their own policies, they have their own budgets, and they run. But look, before you cut me off again, let me go back to what I was going to say about housing. And that is, we see now the chaos that is being induced in all the big cities in the United States by this untrammeled, uncontrolled, illegal alien immigration, by this grotesque Biden administration, waving in at least, if you look at the Customs and Border Patrol statistics, at least 11 to 12 million people in the United States since it started. They are displacing the residents. They are kicking out the students from the schools where the Biden administration is housing them. And as a result, the residents of these cities, particularly in Chicago and in Philadelphia and in New York, are raising hell about it. Now, what Donald Trump did to help that black community that is now being hurt by this illegal immigration is to keep illegal aliens to an average, according to Customs and Border Patrol, of less than 20,000 encounters at the border a month. Under Joe Biden, it went up to almost 400,000 a month because he's allowing it, and it is hurting the housing situation in the black community with black people. Now,
run that by me again, because I got something to say about
something else you wouldn't let me address. There's something else you wouldn't let me address either. The other thing was the first. What about
when Donald Trump was in office? There was no homelessness. There was no people living on the street.
I didn't say that. Don't make a red herring out of my argument. Don't make a straw man out of my argument. I didn't say that.
Okay, what did you say?
All right, so let me go back to what I was saying a minute ago. What about the First Step Act? You completely ignored that President Trump signed into law in 2018.
First of all,
yes, you did. You did ignore it. You didn't even mention it.
5,000 people were black. First of all,
no, sir. Wait a minute, sir.
Black.
Most of the people that got released on that program were victims of Joe Biden's crime bill in 1994. Their commuters got commuted because of the First Step Act.
Okay, so
Joe Biden was one to put most of them in the federal pen. Wait a minute. Joe Biden put most of them in the federal pen.
Not a round answer, a straight answer. How many of the 5,000 that were partying on the second step?
Let me answer the question. You asked the question. Let me answer it. 30,000 people whose release was expedited with their sentences being commuted by the First Step Act that Donald Trump signed into law and championed in 2018. Out of that 30,000, a plurality of them were black. I forget the exact number, but the plurality, not the majority, the plurality of them were black from the federal pen. He got no authority to release from state pen. Wait a minute, you do understand that President Trump has no authority to release them from state and local penitentiaries and jails. But from the federal pen, he did, and they were released.
No, Sarge. Yes, he does. He can sign an executive order on that.
Now you're just making things up. Now you know that's not true.
No, you're making.
No, you just made something up now, Shabak. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. Okay. The president has no authority over a person that has been sentenced to prison under state law. He has no authority to commit.
Oh Lord. Okay.
If the president don't have no authority, if the president does not have no authority to solve the issues of the people, then what do you need a president for?
That part. Okay, Elder. I'm going to let him respond. Okay.
You guys are literally telling me that he's supposed to be a dictator. You are literally telling me he's supposed to be a dictator. Because his authority comes from the United States Constitution. There's a thing in the United States Constitution called separation of powers. It is a federalist system.
Sarge, you either pull the paradox or you pull the contradiction.
See, this is what I mean. I don't know. You guys keep going off on these tangents.
Just given right now was a justification for keeping slavery, chattel slavery.
Yes, that was exactly correct. Because the federal government had no authority to end slavery in the states that allowed it, because it was a 10th Amendment issue until the 13th Amendment was passed in 1865.
Sarge, okay, wait a minute, Sarge. I'm going to put you on mute for a second. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute for a second, Sarge, and I'm going to get back with you. Okay, just hold on, Sarge. You will get a chance to speak. Elder, okay, I got a question, okay, that I've asked on this podcast before. Okay, Elder, when did we as a people petition the United States government to be citizens here, Elder?
Whoa. We've been doing that for the last 310 years.
Okay. What I mean by that?
Okay. We've been petitioning for the freedom, justice, and equality, and retribution, and that we are entitled to from the slave, from 310 years of free labor that they used us to build up the country.
Okay. Now that there, Elder, holds a whole lot of water. Now I'm going to let Sarge respond, Elder. And keep in mind, Elder, you know, we got you protected, okay, is because the chat room is blank. And generally, this is where we get all our hate mail. And I do have it out there. You know, the chat room is open for our haters. Okay, we're going to let Sarge respond to that there, Elder, because Sarge, you know, he has been coming on pretty regularly. But as you can see, Elder, Sarge is Sarge. You know what I mean? Okay, Sarge. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, Sarge. Please respond. Sarge. Okay, his mic is unmuted. Okay, so we don't know if Sarge might be on self-mute or not.
I'm sorry, I
Okay,
was on self-mute. Pardon me. I'm sorry, because I don't like any extraneous noise to filter through. All right, let me bring something to your attention that you have regularly decried on this show. You have regularly decried the racism and the horrible atrocity of the Dred Scott decision of 1857. Now, what did the Dred Scott decision say? Justice Roger Taney, whom you regularly refer to, you do, and you know you do. Justice Taney. Okay, wait a minute. Let me finish. Justice Taney said that a black man had no rights and a white man was bound respect, and that simply wasn't true because there were black men who were citizens of the states in which they lived, even before the 14th Amendment, because that's what Dred Scott said. He said he was a citizen of Illinois and Missouri because of the length of time he had resided in those two states, which were free states, and that made him a citizen of those states. And Justice Taney rejected that decision. Now, what did the 14th Amendment do? I mean, he rejected that rationale. Now, what did the let me finish my point or not?
SARS.
The 14th Amendment.
What made him a citizen of the state? We got the whole Dred Scott case. What are you talking about, SARS?
The 14th Amendment, because I'm trying to point out to you that black people were citizens of some of the states before the 14th Amendment. Now here's what happened. When the 14th Amendment was passed, it reversed the order of citizenship. Prior to the 14th Amendment, the way you were a citizen of the United States was first to be accepted as a citizen of one of them several states. Once you were accepted as a citizen by them, then you were a citizen of the United States. The 14th Amendment reversed that. They said if you were born lawfully in the United States, anywhere, in any of the United States, you were a citizen of the United States at birth. And then you were a citizen of the state that you lived in. So you see, that's when black people, my point is that's when black people became citizens. My point is that is when black people became citizens. At that point, 1868, when the 14th Amendment was passed.
Okay, go ahead, Elder.
If that was true, then why do we have to have the Dred Scott case?
The only time the only documents that you recognize you as a citizen of the United States is when you get a passport. The passport is the only legal documentation
that establishes your citizenship.
Right.
No.
When you get
establish your citizenship, so you can travel abroad. That's all it does.
No, I'm saying
it has nothing to do with your residency within the United States. Most American citizens don't possess a passport.
You're going to go back on
that. All I'm saying is the only document that you have in America that specifies U.S. citizen of America is a passport. Okay? Driver's license is state. Everything else is state and city. But the passport is government, where if you go to any other country and you get stranded or whatever, you can go to the embassy of that country and they'll fly you back to America.
Yep. Okay.
I'm trying to understand. So you're telling me that without a passport, you're not a citizen? Is that what you're telling me? If you don't have a passport, you're not a citizen.
He's saying you have no way of documenting it without the passport.
So yes, you do. How do you think people get back when they go to consulates and they've lost their passport? How do you think they establish that they're citizens to be returned to the United States?
Because
they already have a record of the passport, Sarge.
Right.
Wait a minute. You just said you got to have the passport. So wait a minute. So let me get it straight. When I was a citizen of the United States and I was traveling overseas as a soldier, and I didn't have a passport when I got off the airplane. There was a loading officer there who told the customs official of the country I'm coming to that I'm a United States soldier. They didn't even ask me if I was a citizen. Just I'm a soldier. Because some soldiers aren't citizens.
Brother. In words, I said document. Only
so what does this mean? Document. That means without that, you're not an American citizen. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Sorry, stop cutting off Melchizedek.
Yeah. I understand what he's saying. He's saying that since this is what he says is the only document establishing your United States citizenship, which is not true, by the way. A DD Form 214, a DD Form 214 can establish that. A birth certificate can establish that. Any number of other documentations are acceptable to show you're a United States citizen. I mean, there are many documents acceptable for that, other than a passport. That is one of them.
Birth certificates deal with the city, brother.
No, birth certificate deal with the county and the state. With the county and the state. Birth certificates are recorded by the state. They're recorded by the Department of Public Health of the state.
But it's not government. The government document, we talking about the government. The only legal document of federal government that specifies you as a U.S. citizen is your passport. All you got to do is look at your passport and see for yourself.
I'm trying to understand, what is your point? You're saying that without a United States passport, you cannot establish that you are citizens of the United States when most Americans don't have passports? I mean, I'm trying to understand your point.
Now here we go. Work with them, Elder.
The original point was, Sarge, we petition the United States government to be citizens.
You're not accepted. Documented. That's what specifies you as a citizen of the United States. That passport. That's like the icing on the cake. All these other little things is just pacifiers. But once you got your passport, now you're good. Completely. As far as government documentation.
Okay, Elder, I'm going to unmute Sarge and let him respond to your statement.
Let me respond. Let me respond.
I simply do not agree that a United States passport is necessary to establish a United States citizenship. I don't believe it, and I don't agree, because it is not true. There are documents that are needed to establish naturalization to become a citizen, but natural-born citizens are citizens that can establish their birthplace in the United States to two parents who are citizens, most of the time who don't have a passport. And that makes you a natural-born citizen.
Okay, show me other documents, legal, federal.
We got another caller, Shabaka.
That states that you're a citizen without the passport.
You are aware that legally resident persons in the United States who have established legal residency in the United States who are not citizens can also get the United States passport. You understand that too, don't you?
I understand. All I'm saying is
that's not proof that you're a citizen.
All I'm saying that a legal official passport is the legal official documentation that specifies that you are a full citizen. That's all.
Okay.
Because
when people were asking Barack Obama to prove his United States citizenship, he provided for us a forged birth certificate. And then people said that was adequate. They told us that was adequate to prove that he was a United States citizen.
Oh, the birth of crap. Sorry.
No, they did. They said that. Well, okay, for the sake of argument, let's say it was a legitimate birth certificate, and only for the sake of argument, and am I saying that? All right, they said once he provided a birth certificate establishing his birth in the state of Hawaii, that was sufficient to show everyone he was an Article 2, Section 1, Clause 5, natural-born citizen, eligible to be president.
No, they
go ahead, Elder.
They gave Obama a pass because they wanted to use him to set back everything that the black people gained over the years as far as rights are concerned. They wanted to use they gave him a pass to put him in position for us to lose everything that we had already gained before he became
Yes, sir. Speak, Elder.
And he put everybody back to sleep with a cell phone that worked for 30 days.
Yep. All right.
Exactly.
How do we establish?
He never addressed the black people's needs. His whole program directed was for the gay rights, the homosexuals.
Shabaka'S Blacc extended hands, Elder, educating.
Wait a minute, who are you talking about? You talking about Barack Obama? Yeah, he was a big time. He was the first gay president. That's what they had a Time magazine cover. They said Barack Obama is the first gay president. Remember?
And he
remember
was,
that?
and he was
Hey, I hope you didn't forget that Time magazine cover.
They set him up. They set him up and put him in position so he would be the one to sign gay rights and same-sex marriage.
Right.
Okay. Right. I agree. Now here's what I want to know. I want to know.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me interject, Sarge. And then I'm gonna let you talk. Okay, Elder. That's a very, very good point that you brought up, Elders, because when they was having these questionable police killings, from Mike Brown to Trayvon Martin to Sandra Bland, you know what I mean? And then he was over there, man, in Kenya, Elder, as you know, is that President Kenyatta had stated, okay, Mr. President of the United States, welcome to your ancestral land. We're happy to have you here. What does this dude get up there and start talking about, Elder? Talking about an alphabetized agenda. And the president of Kenya said, Mr. President, I am shutting you down, man, because, see, we place great emphasis on the procreation of life, and that there only happens between a union between man and woman. So I'm going to have to ask you to leave. So when Obama was on Air Force One on his way to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the head of state of Ethiopia called him up on Air Force One and said, hey, Mr. President, we heard about your escapade there in Nairobi. So therefore, man, we got rid of the honor guard for you that we were going to have. Don't even bother landing here. You see what I mean? And then, of course, Elder, as you know, and then, of course, as you know, Elder, and I want to get this here out there, Elder, and I'm going to turn it back over to you, okay, is that President Museveni of Uganda, about, what was that, Brother Tay, less than 2 months ago when Biden had sent one of his representatives over there and told the President Museveni, well, if you don't accept this alphabetized agenda, we'll cut off your aid. And President Museveni told him, hey, man, check this out. We don't do that here, man. And as a matter of fact, man, you can take your aid with you, and man, and we're shutting you down. We don't do that here. Go back to Europe with that. Go back to them caves, and also to Elder. Please emphasize to Sarge that I've tried to tell him for the last 2 years now about how the Caucasoid was living in the caves while we were building pyramids, circumnavigating the globe, and also to developing the concepts of calculus, geometry, trigonometry, medicine, and bombing our dead. Please speak, Elder, and drop knowledge.
Right. So that's, and they peeped his weakness when he joined the Christian church. Now he is, his father was an African, right? Obama, who was it? Obama Hussein, you know, his full name, African name and everything. He joins the Christian, how are you going to become a Christian with an original name? Okay.
Right.
And then they had now, if you're a homosexual, the first gay president, and you're married, supposed to be married, and your wife, you're in the same bed together. So if you're a homosexual and that's accepted by her, and you got 2 daughters, and you go and your whole mission is to get to the point where you can sign this gay rights and same-sex marriage, then you're putting your daughters in position where they can marry their little girlfriends, or your wife can start making love, or your wife can make love to the man.
You know what they about that? They said that we didn't come to Obama with it. They said that we didn't come to Obama with it.
If your daughter comes to you and says, "Daddy, me and my girlfriend is getting married," how would you react to that? Can you say no? He said, what? Can you say no when you don't sign the gay rights and same-sex marriage? Now, when you sign that bill, that same-sex marriage and gay rights, that means what you're trying to do? You're trying to wipe out civilization. Because after 20, 30 years, after 20,
we got agreement there. We got agreement on that one.
Wait a minute. There's no production, so where's the next generation?
Well, we got agreement there. Exactly. We don't have to argue about that. We got agreement on that one. But look, I want to go back to Shabaka. Shabaka, I want to go back to something you said earlier, where you said the president of Kenya, when Barack Obama was president of the United States, no matter how illegitimately he became president of the United States, he did hold the title. And you're telling me that the chief diplomat of the United States of America, which is what the president is, no matter how illegitimate he is, he's still the chief diplomat of the United States. You're telling me that the president of Kenya, with whom we have diplomatic relations, would not allow him to land in his country on a diplomatic mission? Are you sure you got that right?
Correct. I got it very right, Sarge.
I think you're wrong, sir. You know I despise Barack Obama, but I cannot see that happening.
But the vice president was over in Africa a while ago trying to introduce them to gay rights and same-sex marriage. Kamala. Yes.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying, but Shabaka said that the nation of Kenya would not allow Air Force One to land in Kenya with the president of the United States.
No.
I don't think that happened. I don't think that happened.
Uganda. God damn it, Sarge.
Wait a minute. So you're saying it happened in Uganda?
No. You wait a minute.
You know one thing you don't understand.
He said that the president of Uganda said, "Don't bother landing here, Sarge." Not the president of Kenya. The president of Uganda found out what Osambo was up to in Kenya, and he called Osambo and said, "Don't bother landing here."
And then, too, Brother Che, Biden had recently sent one of his envoys over there to the president, Museveni of Uganda, who told the president of Uganda that if you don't embrace this alphabetized agenda, we'll cut off your foreign aid. And President Museveni said, hey, man.
That was Kamala.
I got another question. Are you saying that the president... Okay, are you saying that the president of Uganda announced that publicly? He made that
he most certainly did. Yeah, this was in the last 90 days, Sarge. Yes, because, the Biden's envoy had told...
Wait a minute, Obama hasn't been president in the last 90 days? Obama hasn't been president in the last 90 days?
No, we're not talking about Obama, Sarge. We're talking about Biden, who sent his envoy to President Museveni of Uganda that told him that if the Ugandan society does not embrace the alphabetized agenda, is that the United States will cut off the foreign aid to Uganda. And President Museveni said, hey, man, cut it off. We're not going for it. We're not with that, man. And by the way, man, you still standing here, man? Get your ass up out of here. Excuse my language.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I understand that Uganda has rightfully rejected the LBQTIA bull crap. I understand that they've done that. I applaud it. But wait a minute. Here's what I have the problem with. You're telling me that the president of Uganda rejected a diplomatic visit from the president of the United States? They can reject the agenda and still accept the diplomatic mission.
He said, "Don't bother landing here." He literally
I don't believe that. You got to give me evidence of that. You got to give me evidence of that. I don't believe that.
No.
I don't believe that.
Sarge. Okay.
I don't believe that.
Okay,
I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Here. Okay. I know for a fact you did because
I would tell Joe Biden that, but I don't believe any government with whom we have diplomatic relations is going to tell the president of the United States you can't have a diplomatic relation with you in person. I don't believe that. I would do it, but I don't believe any nation would do that.
Okay, Sarge, I'm going to repeat Yeah, go ahead, Elder. Go ahead, Mr. Melchizedek.
Sarge, do you believe that this gay rights and same-sex marriage is a genocide?
Wait a minute, sir, you did hear what I said a moment ago. I think the homosexual agenda is an abomination. I think it is all in a...
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Melchizedek, and then we're going to bring Sarge back.
It's to wipe out future civilization. To wipe out
right here. I literally got it right here, Sarge.
The mission of a homo is to make those who are not homos. Okay?
Exactly.
A homo's mission is to make those who are not homos.
And it starts with the children.
Okay?
Exactly.
Right? Remember, it's a genocide. Listen to me. homosexuality,
Yes, sir.
that gay rights and same-sex marriage is designed to wipe out the future generation.
Yes,
Because
sir.
two men
That part there,
can't have
Elder.
a baby, two women can't have a baby, so there's no future generation.
Exactly, Elder. That part. Okay, Elder. I'm gonna bring Sarge back in because I know he's gonna have a lot to say on this one. Okay, Sarge. Okay, Sarge.
Sir, we are not arguing about the homosexual agenda. As I've said to Shabaka a million times on his show at least, I think it is an abomination. It is destructive of the family. It is completely irrational, and it elevates deviancy to a normative value. I'm utterly opposed to the LGBTQIA agenda. It is fascist. So we're not arguing about that. What I am arguing about is that Shabaka said that the nation of Uganda rejected a diplomatic visit from the President of the United States and explicitly told him that he couldn't land.
Sarge. I'm literally looking at the video.
All I want to see is evidence of that. That's all I want to do. I just want to see the evidence of it.
I have to put everybody.
I agree about the wait a minute. I agree about the homosexual agenda.
Sarge, I'm gonna give you what you want. Sarge, I'm gonna give you what you want. So everybody has to go on mute. That's the only way you're gonna be able to hear it.
Okay. Okay, we got Sarge in the chat room. Sarge joined the conversation.
Can you hear it?
Okay, Brother Che. Okay, so you got the material?
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. Can you hear it?
Okay, all right, okay. I'm bringing back in Sarge, and I'm also of
You've spoken directly to President Obama about this.
Well, we have been disappointed for a long time by the conduct of the West, the way you conduct yourselves there. But we just keep quiet.
you have to, this is a long range program. They want to eliminate the future generation because this generation is waking up now, and the only way they can eliminate them is what? Cut off the birthright. 2 men can't have a baby. 2 women can't have a baby. So after 20 years, 30 years, what do you got? You got nothing.
Yes, sir. That is correct. And then to prove your point, even.
Because it's a genocide thing taking place. Genocide.
That part. Yes, sir.
Destroy black people.
Okay, I got it now. I got it now. I understand now. When Museveni made these comments, Obama was no longer president of the United States. He made these comments in July of 2020.
That's what I said, Sarge.
Well, then he wasn't chief diplomat of the United States anymore. Well, he wasn't chief diplomat of the United States anymore. I guarantee you, he would not have rejected a visit from Obama if they arranged the visit and he had a diplomatic mission as president. He made that statement when Obama was.
Okay, we're not talking about Obama, Sarge. What we are talking about is that Joe Biden sent a representative to Kampala, Uganda, telling President Museveni that if they do not embrace the alphabetized agenda, the United States will cut off its aid to Uganda. And President Museveni had stated, you could do whatever you like. We are not embracing that garbage over here. And I'm asking you to leave the country. And then the fool stood there with his mouth hanging open, and President Museveni stated, fool, you are still here. We're not going with that. Okay, turning it over there to Elder Melchizedek. Elder, am I correct in what I just said, sir, to the best of your recollection?
Yes. It was the Vice President Kamala that was going over into African countries, threatening to cut off their sanctions because of the fact that they didn't accept gay rights and same-sex marriage.
Okay, gotcha, Elder. Okay, gotcha, Elder. So therefore, this individual that went and saw President Museveni was on a diplomatic mission with the vice president when he stayed there. Am I correct in that, Elder? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Elder.
The big picture is to destroy the next generation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that is the point that we're trying to make perfectly clear.
You see, listen, they want to destroy the next generation. They don't want to shoot you and all that. They don't have to do that no more. Just
right.
I got it now. I got it.
The problem.
I got it.
Because there's no children.
Yes, sir.
I got it. All right. I applaud Museveni for what he did. I applaud it. And I'm going to say rejecting an envoy is not the same thing as rejecting the president of the United States. It just isn't.
No, right. Okay, Sarge. Okay, that's just it, though, Sarge. Okay, you see, Sarge. Okay, when I was sitting there at the California State University in Los Angeles in my youth, right, and I got off into an argument with the professor because I think, Brother Che, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you got to study American history, man, you know, and the breadth requirements to get your degree. Okay, so therefore, this instructor is going to sit up there and tell me, okay, is that Frederick Douglass was a product of a natural union. And I say, sir, define natural union. And he says he had a white father and a black mother. And I simply told him, I says, now let me educate you, professor, with your miseducated self, that there was a product of institutionalized rape. You see what I mean? It's because when you look at the motion picture Mandingo, Sarge, that you and I argued about, okay, is where the white woman goes up there to the slave Meade, portrayed by Ken Norton, has stated, well, if you don't do this here to me, I'm going to tell the master that you raped me. So he was darned if he do, darned if he went. You see what I mean? Okay, so then he went on and killed Meade in a very, very brutal way. Now, Sarge, and we supposed to sit up there and we supposed to forgive him from that and love them? What man in his right mind, Sarge, would go for that? I'm all ears, Sarge, and then we're going to turn to Elder Melchizedek.
Hey, Shabaka, I promise you, I'm never going to tell you who you're supposed to love. can count on that, Sarge. He ain't never going to tell you that. But here's what I am going to ask you. I understand that Frederick Douglass may have been a product of an institutionalized rape, but he was not, nonetheless, he was a fully realized human being, was he not, despite his conception, the method of his conception. You all agree Frederick Douglass was a total, absolute human being, are we not?
Sarge, what Frederick
now, I just want to know, do you agree with that or not?
Okay, Sarge, I'm going to relay this here because I got Frederick Douglass's book right here, by the way, Sarge. Frederick Douglass
understand that. It was a simple question. It was really a simple question. Despite the nature of his conception, was Frederick Douglass a fully realized, absolute human being?
No, he wasn't, Sarge.
So what was he then?
What he had to do, Sarge.
He was less than?
Okay, Sarge, okay. The rape and slave trading pedophile that violated his mother.
So he was a subhuman?
Okay, Sarge, hold on 1 second, Sarge. Please do not hang up. I'm going to say this, Sarge, and I'm going to unmute you. Frederick Douglass was beaten by the rape and slave trading pedophile that violated his mother. Frederick Douglass got tired of getting hit. Frederick Douglass put some work in on him, knocked him on his back, and stomped him as well as he should have. Okay, and then Frederick Douglass went to the harbors of Baltimore and stowed away on a ship. And this is how Frederick Douglass became a seaman. And Frederick Douglass did wind up in California doing the gold rush. Okay, and am I correct on that there, what I just said, Elder?
That's true. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yes, sir. Okay, Elder. Okay, and Elder, I really do appreciate your tolerance, man, with this monstrosity. And thank you so.
He has the right to express himself. You don't know what's in a man until he lets it out.
Yes, sir. Okay, Elder, I'm going to unmute Sarge's mic, and I know Sarge has a lot to say. Okay, Sarge.
Okay,
come on with it. You got the floor.
Shabaka. My question was in response to the issue that you said. I mean, I know sometimes you seem to forget the things you say, but you explicitly said, and I'm paraphrasing, but I think I've got it right, that Frederick Douglass was a product of an unnatural union. That's essentially what you said.
Okay,
and so my follow-up question to you, let me ask my question again. Maybe you want to rephrase it. I don't know if you do or not. So in view of my understanding of your premise, I asked you, was Frederick Douglass a full, absolute, complete, and total human being? Homo sapiens sapiens. And your response was, no, he wasn't. Would you like to elaborate on that?
He was a slave. Yes, sir. He was property. He was a slave. Okay, that's
slaves aren't human beings?
Man. I'm sorry?
Slaves aren't human beings in your eyes.
Okay, Sarge, are we going to debate about the hummingbird again, Sarge?
Yes, because you said, I heard you, what words mean things. Maybe you didn't mean to say it that way. I don't know. I speak English very well. Wait a minute.
Okay,
I speak English very well. That's why I'm asking these questions.
Sarge, as I stated to the college.
He was a human being before he was broken
down.
Thank you. To a slave. So when he was broken down to a slave, he was not functioning like his natural self would be because he's broken down. The slave master broke you down. They tormented you. You know, he seen women being tied to two horses and pregnant women and hitting the horses. The horses go different directions, and the baby dropped out, and the slave master stomped the baby's head in front of the mother.
Part. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can say, born human being, yes, but broken down, you're no longer. You're a slave. You're almost being treated like an animal. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Now I understand that.
Right there, son.
Now see, now Shabaka, now do you understand the difference between a nuanced answer and a categorical one? You understand now the distinction?
Sarge, you had told me about 8 weeks ago, okay, you saying that you would not exist had not your bloodline had been violated by those who violated your ancestors on the plantation system.
And that is literally true genetically. That is literally true.
Sarge, no, it isn't. Here we go, Elder, once again about that timing.
If you cut out anybody in your direct ancestral line, you cannot exist. It's not possible.
That's not necessarily true, Sarge.
Okay, how does it work? Explain genetic inheritance to me then, please. Because I'm not understanding this at all. You are literally going against science itself. I want you to explain to me how genetic inheritance occurs when you remove someone in your direct ancestral bloodline, no matter how they got there.
You know, Sarge, they switch this around so much that, hey, you could be my first cousin.
Exactly. It's simply a matter of the genetic draw. Every one of them is essential for you to live.
And the studs, the men, they was transplanting men from plantation to plant. Every time a woman got pregnant, they transferred a man from plantation to plantation. He didn't stay on one plantation. He might have had babies by 5 or 6 women on this plantation. They shipped him to another one because the whole thing was about manufacturing slaves.
Okay,
so
that's true.
The breeding
that's
farms.
true. That doesn't change. That does not change the fact of what I said. That is true, and it does not change a thing about what I just said.
Okay, let me ask you this here, Sarge. Okay, let me ask you a question. With me as a black man, right now, I'm using your reasoning here. With me as a black man right here, okay, and let's say that there was a Klansman, laying in an emergency ward that needs blood, okay, and they come state to me based off of your reasoning. Well, Shabaka, we need you to give this Klansman a blood transfusion, save his life. Sarge, what do you think I'm going to do?
Well, I don't know what you're going to do. It's your blood. You got every right to deny anybody your blood. I don't know what you're going to do. You want to ask, why don't you ask me what I would do? Why don't you ask me what I would do?
No, hold it. Okay, Sarge, okay, yeah.
How am I supposed to speak for you? Wait a minute. How am I supposed to speak for you?
What would you do?
Where do I get the wherewithal to speak for you?
Okay, but Sarge, okay, what would you do? You see a Klansman right there, based off of your reasoning, who needs a blood transfusion, and they want to come up to you and say that you are a blood transfusion match for this person. What are you going to do, Sarge?
Okay, now, I'm the only person. Wait a minute. Let me ask the question so I can give you a coherent answer, all right? Let me ask the question. Don't interrupt me and don't mute me. All right, here. Number one, am I the only person in the vicinity with his blood type so we don't get clumping blood and kill him from blood coagulation? Am I the only one? There's no one else around with his blood type?
Sarge, you're the only one, Sarge, and I want to hear from Elder Melchizedek on this one after you finish.
Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, now I just got a couple more questions for you, all right? Now, is this guy implicated in some sort of crime?
Go ahead, Sarge.
Is this guy implicated in some sort of crime for which he is to stand trial for?
Sarge, what we're going to do for the sake of argument, Sarge, and for the sake of debate, you're very evasive, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not evasive. Okay. I'm going to give you an answer, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
But I want to know what all the circumstances are in your hypothetical.
The circumstance. Oh, okay. Based off of your reasoning, Sarge, the Klux is laying there, man, with his Ku Klux Klan pointy hat on, you know what I'm saying, his sheets, you know what I'm saying, that he's wearing, okay, and this idiot is about to check out, and he needs a blood transfusion, man, and they giving his clown about 3 minutes, okay. And you're the only one, Sarge, based off of your reasoning, that has the same blood type as him. Are you going to give, or are you going to allow them to draw blood from you to save this fool?
Based upon the information you give me and nothing else.
It's either yes or no.
You're about to get a yes or no answer, but I'm stating it so you can understand my reasoning. Based upon the information you have given me and nothing else, more likely than not, I am going to give the donation.
Oh.
Okay, that's you. Okay, Sarge.
Okay.
Do you know what I would tell the man in the response?
I know what you tell him.
Based off
That's
of
why I didn't answer for you. That's why I didn't answer for you.
What
I
am
know what
gonna
you're going to tell him.
And after you say,
what am I going to do?
And after you say,
no and hell no. You're going to say no and hell no.
And after you save his life by giving him your the blood transfusion, he's going to come and kill you and burn your house.
And I have my gun ready to blow his damn head off, too. You better believe that, because I'm a crack shot.
Okay, so that's one thing you and I agree on is the Second Amendment that should not be infringed. Okay.
And I guarantee you, he better get me before I get him.
Okay, but hold on, Sarge. The thing to do is to go on there and let that SOB die. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I didn't speak for you. That's why I did not. That's why I did not dare to speak for you. I'm speaking for me. That's all.
No, but the reason why you let him die, because if you let him live, all they're going to do is kill you and burn your house.
So you don't believe in the possibility of redemption? So wait a minute. So you don't believe in the possibility of redemption for human beings? Is that right?
No.
Sarge.
All right, then fine. Okay, that's your opinion, sir.
Not when it comes to a devil.
Thank you, Elder. Thank you. It's because Elder, and I'm going to unmute Sarge, okay, because we remember old frog face, Elder, and I think you and I had this conversation before, is that when old frog face got up there and said, segregation yesterday, segregation tomorrow, no, segregation yesterday, segregation today, segregation tomorrow. So old frog face of Alabama spoke and stated how he honestly felt. So if an individual has this attitude right here, why would I want to go up there and save his life when he is dedicated to my absolute, total, and complete destruction? Does that make sense, Elder?
You know, you're right. You're right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, thank you, Elder.
If you keep him alive, all you're going to do is continue slaughtering you and your people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right, Elder.
They don't change. It's their nature
to
destroy us. Okay,
yes,
and that's the reason why that's the reason why they brought us over here in the first place.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Use you as long as they can lose you, as long as they can use you and you're alive. And when you get so that you can't perform like they want to, they kill you with the alcohol, the drugs, the force, all the negative forces that they put in our community is designed to destroy us. You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You have to Elder. You have to see him as he is. He's satanic. He's the devil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, Elder, so I'm going to unmute Sarge.
And anytime you think he's not the devil, that's when he gets bit by him. He's going to bite you.
Yes, sir.
That's what he is.
Yes, sir. Now, also, too, Elder, as we all know, when they talk about the lady who picked up the snake and took him home, he was hurt, nurtured him back to health, and he bites her, and she says, "Oh, you bit me." And what did the snake tell her? Well, I was a snake when you picked me up. Okay, now.
What do you expect me to do?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
He was in the cold. He was in the ice cold, and he put him in the house and put him by the fireplace. And when the snake thrown out, got warm, then he bit him. So that's his nature to bite you.
Yes, sir. You
can't change the nature of a devil. See, now I understand. Now, no, Sergeant's point is he never accepted or never saw white people as devils. But if he go over the trials and tribulations and the experience of the slave thing, the Czechoslovak slave and what they did to us down on the plantations and so forth, when you see that, then you can see you accept the reality of the fact that this is the devil.
Yes, sir.
Capable of doing anything. His mission is to destroy us. And that
Yes, sir.
and the last trick they got, the last solution they have to destroy us is gay rights
Yes,
and
sir.
same-sex marriage.
Exactly. Thank you, Elder. Okay, I'm going to unmute Sarge, Elder, okay, and prepare yourself because we know Sarge has got a lot to say. We do have a caller here at 336. The last three is 496. If you wish to speak on air, just press 1 and we'll be happy to unmute your mic. Okay, Sarge, here we go. The floor is yours, Sarge. Let me get my popcorn, man, and what have you. Okay, Sarge.
Okay, again, Shabaka, there were 3 iterations of the Ku Klux Klan. From 1865 to 1872, when President Ulysses S. Grant pretty much wiped out the Klans when he sent federal troops into the South prior to the Posse Comitatus Act being passed. That was the first one. The second Klan was from 1915 to 1944. The numbers of Klansmen during that period is between 3 and 6 million Klansmen. That was the peak. 6 million members of the Ku Klux Klan between 1915 and 1944. Now, out of that 6 million Klansmen, if every one of them killed one black person, there wouldn't be any black people alive in the United States. So you to say that black Klansmen murdered black people and they were like genocide is nowhere near the mark. Now, were they evil? Yes. Were they a danger? Yes. Were they a threat? Yes. But let's not hype it up beyond what it actually was. And by the way, the third Klan, the third Klan from 1946 to the present is estimated to be no more than 10,000 members in the various Klan member chapters across the United States. So I would like to keep it all in context.
Okay, Sarge.
No, what they did, most of them are dead.
The police department.
Most of them are dead. They are dead. They are dead. Most of them are dead.
Sarge, they joined the Chicago PD. They joined the NYPD.
Oh, they're dead. 1915 and 1944.
They joined the LAPD, Sarge. Sarge, did you ever read the book Chief yet?
What they did, they took off.
All right. You guys, there's some. You guys talk about black men. Black men kill more other black men in 1 year than the Ku Klux Klan did in its entire history.
Man, here we
in its
go.
entire history, black men kill other black men more than the Klan did.
No, Sarge. Okay, Sarge, we're taking a point away from you, Sarge. Yeah. Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, since now you're talking about my experiences, I can answer that with absolute certainty. All right, now you're talking about my experiences, I can answer that.
Now, Sarge is trying to clinch.
My first couple of years in law enforcement were not spent in Cook County, Chicago. They were in downstate Illinois with a largely white Euro population. Almost all of my arrests were of white offenders. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Almost all of them. Now, next question I'd like to answer. I just said, in my first couple of years in law enforcement, almost every one of my arrests was of white offenders. See, that's what I mean. You don't really want to answer my question, do you? You don't really want that answer, do you? You want me to give you another answer? Would you prefer another answer? Because I just gave you the truth. Now, let me go on to the next thing about, as a police officer, I did not shoot and kill one human being in 23 years. Most police officers don't kill anybody in their entire careers. About 98% of police officers never kill anyone in their entire career. That is a fact.
Okay, hold that thought, Sarge. Hold that thought, Sarge. Okay, Elder. Oh, okay, Elder.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me what the numbers are then, fella? What are the actual numbers? Why don't you tell me what they are?
Google's your friend, Sarge. You
Come on,
always know
answer the question. What percentage of police officers kill offenders in their career?
No, they just never got caught, Sarge. That's what you're not factoring in.
Okay, now you want to make something up there.
I'm not making
so you just want to make
Go
something
to
up.
Los Angeles, Sarge.
Just like you haven't addressed
Go to Los Angeles, Sarge.
Which was what happened to the 5
Okay,
million
let me rephrase the question then. All right, let me rephrase the question. Since police officers are getting away with murdering all of these people, how many people are actually being murdered by the police? What percentage of police officers, including the ones that aren't counted, what percentage of cops are killing people out there?
No, Sarge, that's the reality of it. Those numbers are way too low.
Sarge.
So you don't know what it is. You just make it something up.
I know them numbers are higher than that.
No, let me tell you what I know, Sarge.
Yeah,
Sarge, do you know who's the most notorious gang is in Los Angeles, Sarge? The most notorious gang in Los Angeles. Do you know who it is?
What?
I can't hear you, Sarge. Mark
Wait, but how do you define notorious? But how many people they kill every year?
Sarge, as I told you before. Okay,
I'm asking you to define notoriety.
Okay, I'm telling you, Sarge, how many times, as I've stated before, how many times I've been stopped illegally by the Los Angeles Police Department, okay, searched illegally by the Los Angeles Police Department, had my vehicle searched illegally by the Los Angeles Police Department, and when I was studying...
We were just talking about shooting people. Now you're talking about illegal search.
So he said he never arrested,
Sarge.
He never killed no white.
Okay, Sarge, that's the prelude to shooting unarmed black people. Okay, we got Sarge muted. Okay, take a breather, Sarge. Go back to your corner, man. Drink your water. Be sure to spit in your bucket. Do not swallow.
We ain't heard from the sisters tonight.
Elder Melchizedek.
Damn, we got to give room for the sisters. We got Sister Becca in the house. We got Lady Chase. She's on the
okay, yeah.
And then, who's
okay, the only thing Sister Becca got to do. Okay. Oh, okay, and 496. Okay. Elder Melchizedek.
You got people that want to call in. Let other people call in and express their understanding.
Well, they can press 1.
Yes, sir. Okay, Sister Becca, we're gonna.
Go ahead, Shabaka.
Okay, we're gonna unmute Sister Becca's mic. Okay, Sister Becca, if you have any comments, anything that you'd like to state, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Sister.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna sit this one out. Like I'm better off quiet because I don't know who this Sarge is. I'm new to that one.
Okay.
Well, check out some of our past episodes, Sister Becca. You know what I'm saying? And you will get familiar with Sarge. So what I'm going to do is put you back on mic, ma'am. And if you have anything that you would like to add, just simply press 1 and we'll be happy to unmute you, okay?
Yes, I'm going to sit this one.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All righty. Okay. And thank you so very much for joining us, Sister Becca. Okay. Okay.
We got another caller.
Okay. All righty. Okay.
I'm gonna meet their mic.
Okay. Mr. Melchizedek. Okay. Any comments on what Sarge was saying right there, Elder?
Well, what about the police thing?
Yeah.
Well, one thing is you never the black community. White people are always in the black communities, but you never find one black policeman in a white neighborhood.
No, and if you do, they can't. They can't arrest
you go to
them.
any white neighborhood, you don't see black policemen.
No,
in a white neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
And you never heard of a black. And you never heard of a black policeman shooting a white person.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
That's the whole point.
That part. And to prove your point even further, Elder, if you recall the brother from Somalia in Minneapolis, the same city where George Floyd was murdered, and I know Sarge has got a lot to say about that, Sarge. And Sarge, we're going to unmute your mic. Okay, the brother from Somalia shot a white woman that was approaching a police car. That brother's facing 15 to 20 years on manslaughter.
You talking about Manwa? They gave him 20.
The brother was from Somalia, I believe. Yes, sir.
What about the young white boy?
He accidentally killed her. He didn't even mean to kill her, though. That's what's so bad about it.
Remember the one in Buffalo? Buffalo, New York?
Yes, Elder.
13 people. He shot 13 people and he's still alive. They didn't have to kill yet.
Yes, sir.
In Buffalo,
that part, you know
what
I'm saying?
We lost one of our
that part.
friends,
Melchizedek.
His family member was one of the people that was killed.
Ku Klux Klan is concerned, all the Ku Klux Klan did was took off the white robes
and put on blue
uniforms.
That's it.
Uniforms. That's all they did. That's why I kept charged. What happened to that?
Ku Klux Klan, the policemen. They put on blue uniforms. That's all.
That's all they did. And the FBI released it in 2006 that like 80 to 90% of the law enforcement agencies in this country have been infiltrated by white supremacists.
Right.
Exactly.
All the above.
Right.
That part. Okay, so let's get Sarge's response to that. Okay, Sarge, we know you're trying to clinch, maybe. You're throwing elbows, Sarge. Okay, Sarge, break. Okay, box.
All right, I'm giving an example of Chicago, all right? What I know, because I worked there for 23, well, not 23, but 20 years. So the first couple of years, I was downstate in Illinois, arresting mainly white people, okay? Now, I went up to Chicago. Now, there's hardly a single neighborhood in Chicago in 2024 that is exclusively white. But out of those that are mostly white, like, say, Uptown, Lincoln Square, North Center, Logan Square, the Beverly, which is Edgewood, with a mostly white. There's not a single district, given the fact that I worked in Cook County and had to go all over Cook County, where I did not see black officers. And you know the reason why? Because in Chicago, they got a seniority system. After an officer has been on the job for 2 or 3 years, I forgot what the exact time was, they then have the opportunity to bid for their district of choice. They get an opportunity to bid for it. It is a well-known fact that black officers bid to work in black districts more so than even white officers who kind of tend to want the action, and most of that's in the black neighborhoods. But the black officer, when they have an opportunity to bid for a district of assignment, they bid to work in a black district. That's the reason for it predominantly. Everybody knows it.
Okay. No, the reason is racism and white supremacy, Sarge, and that's what you're failing to acknowledge.
Okay, now you're qualifying it. See what I mean? I think whenever I respond to something, you say you got another qualifier that you can't quantify.
It just reaffirms what we already know. We're under a global system.
Okay, if that's what you believe, fine. I don't agree.
MD's in the chat, Sarge.
I think it's because they are familiar with the area and they are comfortable with it because many of them grew up in or near those districts.
And 229 people were killed. That's what MD is saying in the chat.
Okay, I'm going to say again. I think the reason black officers bid for black districts is because they are in areas where they grew up in, are comfortable in, and know well. That's the reason.
They're in those places because that's all they're allowed to be in, Sarge. That's what you're not.
What did I just say? What did I just say? You didn't listen to me, did you?
Yes, I
did.
You
the police officers, on the basis of seniority, if they have the seniority and they bid for an open slot If they got the seniority, they get it.
But they predominantly the ones that get the seniority, Sarge, are what
They don't
color?
want it.
What color?
They don't want the slot.
What color are the ones
don't
that
want
get
it.
the slots?
They want to work in a black neighborhood.
Okay, 336, last 3496. Your mic is unmuted. Chime in at any time. Okay, and we wind it down to our last 12 minutes. Okay, so in about 5 minutes, we're going to start our closing comments. Okay, because you know how they like to do us here, Brother Che. They'll pull the plug on us.
I don't know who this 336.
Okay, 336, 496. Okay, your mic is unmuted. If you have any comments.
Black Power. I just listened to the radio show.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, Black Power always. Okay, thank you so very, very much. Okay. And wait a minute, is this Brother Equanice by any chance? Okay, all righty.
Did you hear?
Okay.
I didn't hear what you said, brother.
Okay, is this your Brother Equanice by any chance?
No, this is Brother K. DeWalt.
K. DeWalt.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you, Brother DeWalt, for joining us, man. Thank you so very, very much. As you could tell, man, you know, we got Sarge with us. Sarge. We also have Elder Melchizedek with us as well, too. And we see Chef Rob here. Yeah, Chef Rob is here in the chat room. Okay. All righty. Okay, so we're going to start our closing comment. Okay.
Yeah, we should start making our.
Yeah, because they'll pull the plug on us, man. You know, as soon as we go off in overtime. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start my closing comments first. Okay, first of all, I want to thank Elder Melchizedek for coming on tonight, and definitely appreciate the elder dropping his knowledge. We thank Sister Becca for joining us, also too. We got to thank Sarge, you know what I mean, because Sarge is Sarge. Okay, closing comments. Okay, Elder Melchizedek, your closing comments, sir, and thank you so very, very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I think it was a very, very good. You got opinions from different directions, and you got to put everything that transformed this evening on this program. You got to come together and put on the table not what each individual wants, believe, or understand, but what is best for our people as a whole.
Mm.
And what's best for our people as a whole is what? Love each other, respect each other, come together, and stay together, and do what's best for our people.
That's right.
Yes, sir. That's right. And that's right, Elder. And once again, thank you so very, very much for joining us.
Yeah.
Okay, Elder. And please stay with us and please stay with us, Elder, until the end. Okay, because yes, sir. And by the way, Elder, did the show fit your ramifications for tonight of what we previously discussed?
Oh, yes. No, very interesting. Very interesting. You covered a lot of ground in different topics. And that's what we need, because it's a big world out here. It's not just, the understanding is north, west, east, and south. It's a big world. And you're going to come in contact with whatever's taking place in the world. It's going to affect us because we're in the world. Mm-hmm. So we have to come with like I said, love each other. Remember, love each other, respect each other, stay together, you understand? And put on the table what's best for our people, not our individual self, for the people as a whole. And always remember, all communities around the country, you got to deal with the needs of the people. And the needs of the people today is food, clothing, shelter, daycare centers, education centers, supermarkets, barbershops, beauty salons, and the blockage is your Negro preachers, because they're robbing the people with a Bible, they're robbing the people with a Quran, but they're not supplying the needs of the people in the community that they're robbing the people. Yep. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
wherever there's a church, Wherever there's a mosque, it should be what? A daycare center, an educational center,
Absolutely.
a recreational center,
Absolutely.
a supermarket. It should be the needs of the people.
That's right.
And what they're doing, they're blood sucking the people because that's how they get it.
Right.
How you gonna get $1 million house with no profession and a Bible? $1 million. I mean, come on.
Yes,
you have
sir.
no profession of your own, but you got $1 million house. You drive a Mercedes. You understand? You got 1,000 suits, but no dry cleaner. You understand?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
When the youth come out of school, they don't have no recreational place where they can go to release the energy under heading of basketball or football or baseball. All the communities years ago, we had these different programs to keep you in a positive direction of loving your brother and like you love yourself instead of shooting your brother. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
And
that part.
Now, the blockage is the rich people in our nation. The rich ones, instead of them with all the money that they have, the schools that their children go to, they don't even go to the school that their children go to and supply the children all uniforms and everything they need, computers and so forth, and laptops and everything. And it's a tax write-off. They better go buy 20 cars that they don't drive, and they're so ignorant. After 20 cars you don't drive, a car collection, and then you go buy an airplane, and you can't even drive a damn airplane. So all that's being wasted.
That's right, Elder.
So we dealing with ignorance, stupidity. Ignorance and stupidity with people who has money and don't know what to do with it other than a young girl, alcohol, drugs, tobacco, marijuana, all this freakism that's going down now. You understand what I'm saying?
That part.
Right. So just
exactly. Yeah, glad you brought them up. And Creflo Dollar.
Oh, you forgot the
Creflo Dollar. They're all of how to say sold they sold and they hold for 30 pieces of gold and allow themselves to become Illuminati faggots. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why they all spaced out with the drug thing, and that's why they can't see what the people need, and that's why they move all the way out in these hills. Got these houses in different locations, gated communities, and so forth, because they know the time is up. Because a hungry lion don't care nothing about a lion that's eating every day.
Oh Lord, we got Joe Gibson.
Exactly.
Joe Gibson.
Yeah, we got Joe Gibson in here. Press one, Joe, and also two, Joe. We got the Elder with us here.
How you doing, brother?
And this man here is very, very knowledgeable, Joe. Okay, and keep in mind, Joe, any sources that you quote, bring them from an Afrocentric perspective. And Elder, if we had time, man, I would love for you to work all over Joe Gibson's, man. And Elder, thank you so very, very much, man, for blazing and dazing, leaning and sheening. You rumble, young man, rumble. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know what I'm saying? The world will never forget Muhammad Ali.
Never.
Okay, Sarge, we know you're long-winded. Okay, we know you're long-winded, and Joe, you might as well get in here too. And keep in mind, Joe, you in the RBG house tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, all righty. Okay, and Elder, please stay with us if you can, Elder, because Joe Gibson is the main, the main one who I want you to get. Okay, now, Sarge.
I'm heading to the finish. I'm heading to the finish. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, Sarge. We know you're long-winded, and we got your colleague, Joe Gibson, in here. And Joe, press one to get this work. Come on with it, Sarge.
Joe, I want you to go back and listen to this show on archive. Now, these dudes made me hold my hands behind my back for 2 minutes and 30 seconds of every 3-minute round. They don't let me punch for 30 seconds for the round, so they would mute me, and I still whoop they behind. Just go listen to it for yourself. Just go listen to it. I want you to find the show when it gets in the archives. You listen to it for yourself, and you'll see what I mean. But let me go on with what I make my point, and I'm not long-winded. I'm the most succinct person here. Let me go with what I want to say. I fully applaud and agree with the sentiments of the good professor. the gentleman, the elder gentleman. I agree with his sentiments about we need to follow people and get in lockstep on things that are positive and beneficial to the black community. But I am not, repeat, not going to walk in lockstep with this cacostocracy that is governing us in these cities, that is doing nothing but harm to the black community, like Let's Go Brandon Johnson, like Lori Lightfoot, like Tiffany, you know what I mean? Like Tiffany Henyard and all the others. I ain't walking with it. I ain't marching with it.
Continue. Yeah, I can
Sometime in 16,
see what I mean?
16.
What I just say, Joe? Now you get my point, don't you? I was timing myself. He got me at 38 seconds.
Yeah.
He didn't want to let me punch him off.
No, Sarge, you decked me for once. Okay.
Now, okay. Well, that's true. That's true. I definitely did. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Elder.
The 1526.
Okay, Mr. DeWalt has dropped. Okay, thank you for joining us, Mr. DeWalt. Okay, now, Elder, I'm going to read something to you, sir, and I'm going to ask for your response, Elder. Okay, we got 336 here. Your mic is unmuted, 336. Okay. Gibson has it right here. Sometimes in 1619, a Portuguese slave
90 seconds.
João Batista traveled across the AC Atlantic Ocean with a hull filled with a human cargo, captive Africans from Angola. Yeah, that's the same place where Capoeira comes from, in southwestern Africa. So Joe is right. The men, women, and children, most likely from the kingdoms of Indongo and Congo, endured the horrific journey, bound for a life of enslavement in Mexico. Almost half the captors had died by the time the ship was seized by 2 English pirate ships. The remaining Africans were taken to Port Comfort, a port near Jamestown, the capital of the English colony of Virginia, which the Virginia Company of London had established 12 years earlier. The colonist John Rolfe wrote to Sir Edwin Sandys of the Virginia Company that in August of 1619. Okay, now, Joe Gibson, that's what you just did, Joe. Joe just contradicted himself, people.
There was black people here at least since 1525. So what are you talking about, Joe? Like, that's the bullcrap narrative they like to run with, that, oh, we just been here for 400 years.
10 seconds.
The black continent, as well as Africa, as well as Asia, as well as Australia, as well as South America.
Well, correct.
All over
and that's what the point I'm trying to get to. Forced labor was not uncommon, you know, and many
slavery that went on in America was uncommon, Joe.
You're being warned, Joe. We don't want to hear about no Greeks, man. We don't care about no Irish.
But African slavery had a lot to do with slavery.
That was not the average slavery, Joe, and you can't run with that lie. And we have to shut that lie down.
How do you figure?
Because
mute his mic. Okay, Elder,
we were literally
please respond to him.
Joe.
Mute his mic. Hang on, Joe. We're going to give you a chance to respond. Okay, Joe, because you're trying to throw interference.
I'm not saying nothing.
We're in overtime.
Okay, Elder. Okay, would you please respond to Joe Gibson right there, Elder?
Well, the slave thing was when they was bringing us over from on the transatlantic slaves, the slave ships and stuff.
Yes,
they was bringing us over here for one reason, to build a country for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't bring just anybody. They brought the builders. The builders of those ships. You understand what I'm trying to say? And it was a select people that we had the experience, the qualification, and the science and the mathematics to build a country. Okay?
So they picked out certain slaves? You're telling me they picked out certain slaves?
Yes, as they came over, then everybody was on the ship, and they dropped them off in different locations. There's only the ship held a lot of people. I mean, it's a full
So how
ship.
did they single out this process? How did they go about the process of elimination and picking the slaves? How did they do this?
It was a whole process.
No, because wherever area there is in the world, you can build on it. This is that's why they call it Asia. Asia is the planet.
Mm-hmm.
This planet has a rich everywhere is you can build a civilization. No matter what part of the planet Asia that we're on, you can build a civilization. It has everything in the earth for you to build a civilization. Now, but what happened was when they got to these different locations, you understand, it was like, especially over here in America, the Indians was already here. They was here like 16.
The Black Aboriginal Indians, Folsom people.
The original,
Elder.
yeah, original people was already there, and they taught the Caucasian man how to grow food, how to build,
how to
so forth,
the land, yes,
and survive. Now,
yeah.
But we, the black man, the Africans, the black men, when we came over, we know how to build.
Yeah,
we know how to cut down trees and build houses and railroad tracks and all that. We would use, what we would, no matter what, the main purpose for bringing us here, slavery was a business, a business to find people to build a world for white people.
So how would the African slaves?
Say what?
Joe, how dare you interrupt?
Okay, please continue. Okay, please continue, Elder, because see what Joe Gibson is trying to do, because I'm quite familiar with him, is because Joe, he wants to interject, and what he's going to get up there and say, Elder, is that we sold ourselves into slavery, which is one of the biggest lies ever told. Okay, please continue, Elder, and we will mute your mic, Joe.
Lie has to die tonight.
Right. You see, don't forget, the white race had no knowledge of building because they was in the caves of Europe for 2,000 years.
That part.
Okay.
You're blazing, Elder.
Of Europe, down their hands and knees, eating raw meat. The dogs was laying with their women and so forth. They went through a hell of a thing for those 2,000 years. So they didn't know how to build anything. You follow my saying? The black man is the God.
Right.
Once you accept the reality of the fact that everything you see and everything you don't see comes from the mind of the black man.
That's
you
right.
understand? He's the natural builder.
Yep.
You can take you can take a black man and put him anywhere, and he'll build a civilization.
Yep.
But that's his mind. He's a builder.
Can I say something here? Just 1 minute, please. Just 1 minute, please.
Hold on, Sarge. We're going to let you talk, Sarge, because you're long-winded, and you wearing me out tonight, Sarge. You knocked me down. Okay.
But
Joe
so that's what it's all about. Now, the white race, the Caucasian, they have a hatred for black people because of your intelligence, you're civilized, your culture refined. He's the savage.
Teach,
you know
Elder.
what I'm trying to say? And that's the reason why he brings in all these different vices and so forth to try to destroy your mind, to bring you down where he's at.
Yeah.
But you
Yes, sir.
have to accept the fact. In reality, the black man is God.
That's right.
And the white man.
If you're if you're God, then why is it taking so long for you to get where you're at right now? And you're still yet today still beneath most of the society.
The reason why because you have black.
Because we're stupid.
Y'all are primitive barbarians.
Go ahead, Elder. I muted him out. Please continue, Elder.
No system
we have black men among us with a white mind. That's your blockage. A black man with a white mind works against black people. I'm going to say it again.
Yes, sir. And that's resurrection of the mental dead.
A black man with a white mind is the blockage for the black man.
Thank you, Elder.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, Elder.
Anytime you want to see what a black man or a black woman who has a white mind, look at all your rich black people and ask yourself, what are they doing for their people?
Tuning for butter biscuits.
Exactly.
Look what have they done. Do you know we have enough
you're
black enough? We have
in denial of your
we have enough Wait a minute. We have enough rich black people in our nation that can rebuild every community in the country.
Yeah. That part.
Okay. Okay. We
That
talk about
part.
billionaires. Look at Jay-Z, $12 billion. Look at who's that? Rick Ross, 30, 40 billion.
Yep.
They're not buying $100,000 houses. They're buying $1 million mansions now.
Yeah.
You need $1 million mansion with 13 bedrooms and only 3 people in the house?
That's crazy.
Come on. 25 cars.
Okay.
Look at Mayweather. 25 cars in an airplane. Huh? Look at Steve Harvey.
Joe,
a $16 million house, and he just put another $17 million for his children. Look at the money.
Joe in the chat talking
it's
trash.
The black listen to me. It's the black people who have the white mind. Listen, the white mind. That's the blockage for the black people because they don't want to do nothing for the black people.
Yep.
Now, because they got a white mind. There was black before they got rich. But when they got the money, they became white. That's
yes, sir, Elder.
Okay,
Elder. Okay, Elder, if I just may interrupt you for 1 second, I'm going to read this garbage that Joe Gibson had put in the chat room, and I'm going to unmute your mic, Joe, okay? And don't go nowhere because, see, the Elder here is getting ready to swell up your left eye, man, and crack your jaw. You called this man in the chat room stupid. Then you also say, Joe Gibson, laughing out loud, then why do you want reparations? Because we built your damn country. Excuse me, Elder. This guy gets under my skin. And then he says, we should have to do anything since y'all so smart. Okay, then Joe Gibson, then let me ask you this. Okay. You are beach whale. Yeah, the white man in America is the beach white mile. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let the elder speak, Joe. Oh yeah, you can count on that. But first, I'm gonna tell you something. First place, you're not gonna disrespect this man. Okay. You go disrespect Bianchi all you want to. Okay, because Bianchi is exactly as what this man just spoke right here. And yeah, the tab is $850 trillion for the reparations, Joe. Now, Elder, what I'm going to do, sir, and appreciate you speaking the time, I'm going to let this individual talk, Elder, and if he disrespects you in any type of way, we got the eject button for him. Okay, Joe Gibson, respect the Elder.
Let him speak. It's okay. Let him speak.
Okay, yes, Elder. Yeah, we're on muting his mic. The floor is all yours, Joe Gibson.
Yeah,
and man, you're a bloody mess.
You keep doing that. But you keep doing that. You mute me every single time I try to contradict anything that he's stating. Well, how could you say that? Because you have nothing to back up what you're saying.
Well, you have
no facts.
Okay, here we go. Eject button. Whoosh. He's out of here, folks. Okay, Elder, please continue. Okay, we just throw him out, and I hate to have to do that, Elder, but I did put a warning label up on here, and yes, Sarge, we are going to get to you. Okay, Elder, please respond to what this individual just said, Elder, and he tried to disrespect you, and we ain't going to let that happen. You see what I'm saying? And go all upside, rain upside his dome, Elder, rain on him.
What did he say? What did he say?
Okay, he said here in the chat room the statements that you were making.
Go ahead.
He
left about us say that again. Reparations, and then he said that if y'all so smart, but since y'all don't have anything, but y'all so smart, but you have all the money, and his own words. His own words and blah blah blah, just very disrespectful, Elder.
No, wait.
Then he says here. Now this is an insult to me. Okay, and like I said, Joe, we appreciate the hate mail. That's why we invited you. Now listen to this, Elder. I hung up on him, and that shows how the little mind that I have. So therefore, Elder, so he cannot debate with us intellectually.
No.
Now, to prove your point, Elder, now he's going to name calling. And please elaborate, Elder.
Okay. What he doesn't
He's one of them high IQs.
No. What he doesn't understand Everybody that got rich in America got rich off black people.
That part.
Because black people is the consumers of the world.
Exactly.
Producers of the world.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't get rich in America without the support and capitalizing of black people.
That's right, Elder.
Name me anybody, any ball player, entertainer, whatever, businessman, whatever. Because we are the consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
When you got 100 million people patronizing you, you got to get rich.
Well, he's talking about the
Exactly.
Stop it.
When you got free labor, when you got
those who go by the Moors.
Listen, when you got
Elder, you're gonna have to educate.
When you got free,
he's talking about
when you got free labor when you got free labor for 310 years, free labor
Yes, sir.
to build a country.
That was
for
yes, sir.
The Moors.
Everybody's rich. Everybody's rich, but the ones who built the country.
The Moors under that at that time, Sarge. Like Sarge is
the Moors brother. But the point is,
in Europe.
Now, anybody who can't understand the plight, the trials, tribulations, and sacrifices that black people made and didn't receive nothing is the one who has a white mind.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a white mind, you can't see the black brother.
Sarge.
Because your mind is white. You see, you got black people and you got black people with a white mind. So the one with the white mind is not black.
Because you're not.
He's right. But the mind controls the body.
Substance.
You understand?
Just trolling at this point. Sarge keeps bringing up Europe, and he's just re-emphasizing what you're already saying, Elder, that he is a black man who, in fact, has a European mind and is so bent on Europeans and being like them and being in contact with them that he keeps assisting that the infrastructure that was built in Europe in the 12th century was created by Europeans, not acknowledging the fact that the Moors controlled that whole region of Europe for 800 years, from 711 to 1492 or 14.
Okay, now Sarge is insulting me here, Elder. I need your help, Elder. Okay, Sarge, he's trying to come with his left hook over my right uppercut. Sarge is saying, oh, we've unmuted Sarge. Okay, Elder. Sarge says to me, since you have decided to meet me, you clearly are unable to debate the issue.
Oh my God! Stop it,
Elder. Please blaze and daze on him, Elder. And Sarge, your mic is unmuted, and please don't get your blood pressure.
How many seconds until I get muted again? How many seconds do I get? 20, 25, or 30?
Okay, we'll give you a minute, Sarge. Just don't disrespect
I
the
get a
Elder.
whole minute?
The Elder.
I get a whole minute? Really?
Okay, Sarge, the Elder's speaking, then we're going to let you talk, Sarge, and please don't nobody hang up. It's because we are in overtime.
But the question I want to ask, I'll ask anybody, what has white people done for black people of your best interest?
Mm-hmm.
Zero.
Exactly.
Not
can't hear you, Sarge. Sarge, you might be on mute. I'm ask you a question.
When I get to speak uninterrupted, when I get to speak uninterrupted about 80 seconds, all I need is about 80 seconds. You give me 80 seconds and you'll know. You'll know.
Sarge.
I get 80 seconds and you'll know.
No, you got 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
All right, good. I don't need that long. All right. Okay, you got to be quiet now. Let me finish. All right, now I put it in the chat room, and I'll just say what I put in the chat room. Notre Dame de Paris, Salisbury Cathedral, the buttresses of Cologne Cathedral, the facade statuary of Chartres Cathedral, the windows of Saint-Chapelle, Paris, all of them built in the 12th century, long before any Europeans came to North America. If black men taught whites how to build these structures, then how come no such buildings existed in sub-Saharan Africa at that time before European contact.
Not true. Not true. It's a lie.
2 minutes.
It's a lie.
Okay, give me time. Give me time.
Technical advances, such as innovative uses of the pointed arch, the rib vault, and the flying buttress were all European architectural innovations. Now, Shay said the Moors.
Yeah.
The Moors were North Africans who were assigned the Mediterranean trade route, where all of this information was traded with other people and other cultures.
Sarge.
They
learned it from the Moors because the Moors went into Europe.
You wouldn't let me finish. That's what I mean. You hold my hands behind my back
and controlled it for years. They brought the oxygen. They built it. They
you didn't keep your word. You lied to me. You lied to me. You said that.
Sarge.
No, Sarge.
Okay, Elder.
Sarge, why you don't love your Sarge? Why you don't love your people?
He gonna say he love everybody.
See what I mean? See what I mean by straw man arguments? I make an argument, I get a straw man argument in return.
No logical sense, Sarge.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by dishonesty.
The question is why you don't.
Wait a minute. And first of all, I would like someone to deal with the point I raised. Then, sir, I will answer your question.
We've been dealing with it. It's just
Sarge.
over your head.
Okay, Sarge. The elder asked you a direct question. Please give him a direct answer. Why do you hate your people? Is the question, sir.
I do not hate my people. I do not want my people to live in an aura of delusion and make believe. That's what I don't want.
Sarge, you ever been to Los Angeles and been to Hollywood? Man, that is exactly
I try to avoid
Hollywood
California.
is.
And California is a hellhole. I try to avoid it.
Smart man. I'm just sorry I spent, the first 40 years of my life living in that.
It wasn't a hellhole then. It was tolerable then.
But currently.
Okay, but Sarge.
Sarge. After the black man builds, when the white man gets jealous, he comes with the gun and tears it down.
You're not responding to my point. That's all I'm noticing. You're not responding to
point.
No,
you're just saying that white men get jealous of black men when they build something. The first country, the white people did not go into Africa in any significant numbers in the 13th and 12th century.
And
they were building these fantastic cathedrals in Europe.
No, they weren't. The Moors had already built these structures. These were mosques before they were cathedrals.
Black people are so merciful. They open the ignorance. They welcome the white man to come into their country, and not knowing that when the white man comes in their country, if they get a foothold, they take over the country with brute force.
Right.
We are humble people.
Exactly.
We're caring and sharing people. You understand? We share our wisdom with everybody. Okay? So after we share and teach them our skills, how to build this and how to build that and so forth, and make a civilization, then the white man used brute force with the guns, whatever you want to call it, and takes over the country.
We weren't in the cage with the animals.
We built America.
Yes, sir.
That's why they got we built America, right?
We built everything.
But the government, white people controls the country with what? Arms, guns, tanks, bullets.
Yep.
We don't believe
that part.
We're not a people of fighting. We are people of loving, caring, and sharing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
That's why we are vulnerable.
Yes, sir.
That's why us having that nature. That's why we are vulnerable. That's why people take advantage. After we make everybody rich, we support them, make them rich, and if they get rich,
they turn on.
They become white and forget about us who are still black and poor.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Elder, I'm gonna.
Black people supports the world.
Yeah.
And the world when the world gets what they want, they turn against black people.
No.
It's just that simple.
Exactly. Exactly. And then that's why you got neo-colonialism. Okay, Sarge, your mic is unmuted.
Any minute.
Okay, my point that I raised a moment ago. Okay, my point I raised a moment ago was that the point that was raised by you and your side was that black men built things that white people use. Black people taught them how to do these things, even though none of these technological innovations that they used to build for white people existed in sub-Saharan Africa. None of them.
Yes, they
Now,
did.
if they taught them how to do it, how come none of that stuff existed there?
Did. That's what you're feeling.
Sarge, it did, Sarge. That's what the elders telling you.
Yes,
there was no building built with a flying buttress in sub-Saharan Africa.
No,
or the Roman
arch. It was empires in Africa. It was whole kingdoms in Africa. What are you talking about?
The Moors were North Africans. They were astride the Mediterranean trade route where they could exchange this technical information.
No.
Okay, Sarge, let me ask you this. Okay. Okay, Elder. I gotta ask Sarge a question. Okay, just like how you said, Elder. Okay. The question is that when you look at these public indoctrination centers called the public school system, right? They don't never teach the black child, mainly the black boys, of the great legacies of where we come from. As we've mentioned, Elder, and particularly with our women, Queen Nzinga of Mutamba, Queen Amina of Nigeria, Her Majesty Queen Hatshepsut. Okay, just like when Mansa Musa had to go up there and deal with these varmints coming out of Greece with their homosexual pedophile selves, well, he told the queen, baby, we're getting ready to go into the field. I need you to come with me. And the queen with her lovely self says, well, I'm the queen of the Songhai Empire. Why must I go with my husband into the battlefield? Because the king said, I'd much rather die in battle with you at my side as opposed to you being here and this place gets overran and I'm not going to leave you here to be violated and raped. Okay, because see, it's white folks' nature with that homosexuality. Okay, when you look at the Empire of Greece, these here were a bunch of homos. Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates, they didn't invent nothing. They went there and stole knowledge out of the ancient universities, such as, not patting myself on the back, the University of Sankara. Now, I'm going to unmute Sarge. Okay, and then Elder, we're gonna let Sarge talk. Elder, then we're gonna
no structures like that, so we gotta address that real quick. So in what is now Nigeria, there were like 5-story buildings. Yeah. What is the equivalent of 5-story buildings?
That part
is very old.
That part
very old. Talking about 100,000 million plus years old. So about time y'all savages came out the caves, Africa had been worn down.
Yes, sir.
You caught us.
Yes, and we had to teach them how to bathe.
They caught us slipping.
And we had to teach them how to bathe.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Originally,
and we had to teach them how to bathe. Because when
they was doing dumb shit with their skin, that's where that leprosy and all that other bullshit come from. And they got banished to what is now Europe, and Europe is a wasteland. So they come from scarcity.
Exactly.
They always telling us, y'all need to stop thinking from a mind of scarcity. No, they're projecting because that's how they think.
Exactly. And then on top of it as well, too, when the indigenous people of America, commonly referred to as the American Indian, saw them, these pilgrims, they didn't know how to farm. They wouldn't teach them farming. So what did they do? Look how they returned the favor. They give them blankets with smallpox in it. Okay, Sarge. Okay, we're in the 15th round, Sarge. Okay. Come on with it.
Okay, since you never let me fully develop my thesis, you didn't let me say what I was going to say about the Moorish architecture on the Iberian Peninsula that the Moors did build. but you didn't let me finish. You never do. You stopped me before I can get there. I was going to mention the art. See, I'm already being interrupted. See what I mean? See what I mean? I'm not allowed to finish.
Go ahead, sir.
Will you let me finish? I'm not long-winded. You guys make me long-winded because I keep stopping and saying and objecting to how I constantly get interrupted. All right, again, you look at Granada, you look at Cordoba, you look at Fez, Marrakesh, Seville, all these places in the Spanish Peninsula. Yes, they were built by the Moors, but they incorporated Roman, Byzantine, and Visigothic architectures. They picked up from those peoples, yes, when they conquered them and when they traded with them. So it was a mutual exploration of technical innovation that they exchanged.
No, Sarge. It was a enlightenment. We brought sanitation to them savages.
Now you're changing the subject. See what I mean? I was talking about buildings because you guys were saying that black men taught white men how to make buildings.
I brought up empires that were not even Moors related. Had nothing to do with the Moors.
Okay. So what is the greatest bit of architecture you can name? I want you to name the greatest architectural structure in sub-Saharan Africa that is comparable to the Cathedral of Nantes. Tell me what it is.
The Cathedral of Nantes. First of all, Sarge, don't cathedral.
No. That's why you're not going to do it.
Oh, I can do it.
Sarge.
Well, then tell me what it is.
Choose from.
I said sub-Saharan Africa. I'm not talking about the Egyptians. They're on the Mediterranean trade route too. I'm talking about sub-Saharan Africa, south of the Sahara Desert.
Okay, and where is that? Exactly begin, Sarge. You got to be very specific.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'll wait until you give me the name of a structure that is comparable to Notre Dame.
Nubia, Sudan, old structures, similar to the ones that you find in Kemet.
I'm waiting. I'll keep waiting until you give me one. I'll just keep waiting.
And the Congo structures that rival that.
Comparable to Notre Dame.
Yes.
To the Cathedral of Nantes.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You really believe that, do you?
Yes.
No, that's not something we believe, Sarge. That's something we know.
All right. And you still haven't named the structure yet.
Son, how is that going to solve the problems that you're dealing with today?
Thank you, Elder.
Well, when you guys raise these issues, and you won't let me come in and respond to them, I got to come in 5 minutes later and speak for maybe 60 seconds. In the meantime, you to change the subject.
Whatever you think is going to stick out there, Sarge, deflecting. You're doing what the European does, Sarge.
What do you mean deflecting? I'm directly answering your proposition that black people taught white people how to make their building.
They did. There's so many.
Well, that's a direct. That is a direct response to what you said.
Sarge, it was black women that taught white women the concept of feminine hygiene.
See how you got to change the subject because you can't respond to what I said.
You're just in denial.
We just did, Sarge.
We had all these built structures.
All right, let me ask the question again because I still haven't gotten an answer. I want to know what sub-Saharan structure is comparable to the Cathedral of Nantes or Notre Dame in Paris that was built in the 12th century.
What are you defining as sub-Saharan, Sarge? Where's the cutoff?
South of the Sahara Desert.
Okay, so name
south of the Sahara Desert.
South of the
Sarge.
Okay,
Sarge.
Name the structure.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, now, Sarge, why are you diverting away from the structure of the
I'm dealing with an
pyramid?
issue that you never responded to.
Name the country,
Sarge.
Name the country, Sarge.
Hey, okay, here we go. Let me ask you a question.
Let the elder speak.
Go ahead.
Let the elder speak. Go ahead, elder.
The black man built everything, and what he didn't build, he taught others how to do it.
That's right.
Thank you, elder. Thank you, elder. Okay, now,
Everything.
Sarge, don't blow a gasket. You heard what the elder just said.
That wasn't an answer.
It was an
That wasn't an answer.
Yes, it was, Sarge.
No,
That
it
was a
wasn't.
very precise
I named specific
But it was
structures.
an answer, Sarge.
You didn't give me a specific structure.
He just did, Sarge. He didn't have to. He said everything.
Oh, he didn't have to. Okay, well, that's a good answer. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Okay, I got my answer.
The black man built everything in the world, and what he didn't build, he taught other people how to build it. That's all. Because
Yes,
he's
sir.
the original
Okay,
man.
now, Sarge.
He's the original man.
Oh.
He's the father of everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Now, Sarge, I'm going to unmute your mic. Okay?
Okay, I got my answer. You couldn't name anything. I got my answer.
Everything. He said Ed.
Okay, now next. Let me go to something else now, because I see now I'm not going to get a specific answer. I will accept that as your answer. And as far as I'm concerned, it's inadequate. Now, let's go on to the next thing here. Now, you're saying that all of these innovations that a black man developed and taught to Europeans, you know, and the way that they came up with them is they innovated them. Things like, let me see if I got this straight now. We're talking about things like Euclidean geometry, parabolic geometry, hyperbolic geometry, projective geometry, differential geometry, calculus, limits, continuity, differentiation, integration, physical chemistry, organic chemistry, biochemistry. All of these things white men taught the Europeans, right?
Yes, Sarge.
And I'm just getting started.
The answer is yes.
How about the internal combustion engine?
Yes, Sarge. All of that.
All that there. As the elder said, we invented everything, and this is why these savages with their funky, nasty, unclean selves
yes, all of that.
came here to St. Corey to steal the knowledge. Okay, like the elder just said, like the elder just said, Sarge, like the elder told you, Sarge.
Science is just
Sarge, the only thing that the white man.
How about penicillin?
Sarge, all of that.
Sarge.
Oh, come on. I want to know exactly what it is black men taught white people they didn't figure out on their own.
Everything.
Medicine.
Everything. Okay.
Hygiene,
that's your answer. Good.
Architecture.
That's not an adequate answer.
Farming.
Everything good.
Irrigation. The concept of electricity. Okay. The concept of physics. Astronomy.
How about the concept of pi? Where did they get that? Where did they get the pi and the square root? Where did that come from? Sub-Saharan Africa too?
Got that from the Arabs. The Arabs was doing fractions.
Where were the Arabs? Where were the Arabs located? They were north of Egypt. The Arabs were north of Egypt.
North of Egypt.
The real name of the place,
the Arabian Peninsula is north of the African continent.
There's nothing dividing it except the Mediterranean Sea.
Sir, now you just want to make up some geography.
No,
now.
I'm not making up nothing. That is the geography.
Okay, all right.
The Mediterranean Sea right there.
All right.
Talking about north of Egypt, which is Egypt is Kemet.
All right. So let me see. Now you're going to tell me that Euripides, Sophocles, Aristophanes, Aeschylus, Homer, all of them, they got taught by Africans from the Songhai Empire. Is that right?
From Kemet. They got all that from the university.
All of that.
Yes,
so Plato was studying.
Plato was a homosexual. Socrates was a homosexual. Alexander the Barbarian was a homosexual.
300 years to be able to translate.
Well, he might have been. He was probably a bisexual. But
no, there ain't no might about it. Sarge, because the elder just told you. Now, Alexander.
I think he was a bisexual. I think he was homosexual.
Okay, hold on. Alexander the Barbarian. Okay, when he went across the Sahara, okay, he didn't take his woman with him. He took little boys. He was a pedophile. Pedophilia is native to Europe, Sarge. Do you know what happened to an individual in the African Empire that went up there and said that he liked men? You know what they did to him, Sarge? And correct me if I'm wrong, Elder, is that they would tell that man, hey, man, you got one or two choices, man. You got like about less than 30 seconds to make up your mind. You can get up out of here, man, or we're going to kill you, period.
So what was the Prophet Muhammad? What was the Prophet Muhammad then?
Prophet Muhammad?
Yeah, Prophet Muhammad. Yeah. You know, Alicia, what about Alicia? What was she? How old was she when he married her?
Wait. Prophet Muhammad, you said the man prophet 1,400 years ago?
Yeah, I'm talking about the man in the 8th century. The 8th century Muhammad.
7th century.
700s is the 8th century.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Century.
Prophet, the man they call Prophet Muhammad was a poor man. A poor man. He was homeless because his mother and father died. His uncle raised him. Okay. He was an orphan.
And who did he marry?
He married Khadijah. Khadijah was a rich woman.
How old was she?
Wait a minute. She was older than him. Now, just a moment. When a woman gets rich in the East, either she got rich because her husband was rich, he died, or either she was a prostitute. That's the only way a woman gets rich in the East in those days, okay? So she had a caravan. So his uncle introduced him to her. So he worked on the caravan with her. And so after he was deaf, dumb, and blind, he couldn't read. There was no Quran there. He couldn't read or write. So when she died, she left everything to him. By him not knowing how to, nothing about business and how to run business, everything, he gave everything away, okay? And then he latched on to Islam, Islam got better. He saw the poverty of his people, so he wanted to correct it. So he gathered, started teaching and running around in the camel. Then he went down into Mecca. And there was 360 idols down there. He cleaned that out and everything. And then everybody turned against him. Then he he left Mecca and went to Medina and joined the black brothers there, the Abyssinians brothers. Okay, they taught him knowledge and stuff and everything. And then he only lived. He lived to be what? He was another thing. He was a Caucasian. He was a Caucasian man, right? And he didn't teach black people. He taught white people, white Arabs. He taught white Arabs. So, and when he got to about, he didn't start getting busy until around, he was 40. And then he taught for like 23 years. He died at the age of 63. And the reason why he died, because he had a mental breakdown or either a heart attack, because he was trying to teach the Caucasian people, and his uncle told him, you can't teach those white people because you're Caucasian yourself. And so he died at a massive heart attack. He died. That's all. But he was only out there for like 23 years running around the desert, but he didn't build nothing. He didn't build nothing. And he never saw a Quran. There was no Quran there. That book was put together by Maulana Muhammad Ali and Yusuf Ali. They put that book together. And he told them before he died that 3 generations after me, you will be no longer of me. Okay? And that's why the Islam they got out there today it's a discrimination. You go into the East, that's Orthodox, what they call Orthodox and Sunni Islam, is discrimination big time. Yeah. Okay? The white Arabs control that over there. Brothers from here go over there back and forth, but they don't come back with nothing because it's a racist thing. It's a family thing over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's locked in where nobody, if you're not a member or married to the family or whatever, you don't, you never be a part of it in a position of a controlling position. Now all the Arabs that you see come over here, they finance them because they want Black America to come over there to build. See, so now what they do, all these Arab stores you see, they don't have no money. They're financed. What the Muslims in the East do, they finance these Arabs coming to where they come to all this in the Black community with the stores. In the stores, what they do now, they sell alcohol, drugs. They don't eat the pork, but they sell to Black people in their community. So now in all these Arab stores in the community, they what? Alcohol, drugs, pork, and tobacco, and so forth. You understand what I'm trying to say? But all that's designed, I want you to understand, they keep the Black man down. That's designed to keep you down. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
now,
sir.
What they want you to do, here you're a Black man, strong, guard, a Black guard. So what they do? They want to put you in a nightgown over pantyhose, get you down on your hands and knees, praying 5 times a day. Sir. Okay? But But what do you got? You got 5. You got a Kawan, and the money they get here, they send back over to the East. So you say, well, they so successful. They this, they that. No. If you got 5 families living in a studio apartment and everybody making $2, you put the $2 together. At the end of the day, you got $100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, we are a luxurious living. We are used to luxurious living. You know what I'm saying? You follow what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
And then they add on the government. They add on to keep you down.
Yeah.
They bring all these other Africans, these different immigrants. All this is the whole us back because we are the builders. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, FBA.
Now,
yes,
those who get in, those of us who get in position to uplift the other people, we were poor, but then after we got $2, we became white. Now we are blocked against our own people. That makes the struggle for us to get where we want to go. We got a blockage with our own people.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Just like all over the country now, they know the immigrants in the immigrants. Why did them come in there? They got their own country. Why are you letting them come in? Because that's to block us.
Yep.
To block you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Why you got that? Why you got
That's a class. Exactly.
immigrants coming from? Why you got to open the door for Africans and Ukrainians and all these other people? Why?
Right.
To hold you back.
Yeah.
Because, you understand? Because now we got to the point of getting everything we want. We're getting to the point of accomplishing everything we want through the civil rights movement and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we're getting to gain everything. So as soon as we get to the point to get to receive everything that we're entitled to, they bring all these other people in here to block you. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
That makes our struggle harder. Now you got the immigrants all over the place.
Well, Elder, you know,
Right.
you know,
Now you go to Midtown and New York, they do all the parks and all the shelters is filled up and everything.
Right.
Now they stop.
And then the sad part about that there, Elder, to prove your point even further, up there in Sargent's neck of the woods in the city of Chicago, man, they was letting the immigrants sleep on the floor at the police station.
Yep.
Right. You heard me complaining about it, didn't you?
And the airport.
Right.
Didn't you hear me complaining about that? Who you think let it happen? Joe Biden did that. Joe Biden and let's go Brandon Johnson did that.
Yeah. Now Chicago, New York, Chicago, and Philadelphia and Washington. It's infested with the homeless people now. Now they stuck.
Right.
Yeah, and illegal aliens too.
Right. Now they stuck because now they ain't got no shelter for them. So they all out in the street.
Joe Biden did that. Joe Biden did that.
I agree. Joe Biden did. Now, then you had to say a cracker from Texas, as they was coming in from Texas, he was shipping them. Guess what? He shipped them.
I'm glad he did too. Nobody was paying any attention to it yet.
Wait a minute. No,
good for him.
He shipped them. No, he shipped them to all the states where it was black mayors.
Yeah.
Black mayors.
He sure did.
Exactly.
Chicago,
Go
black
Governor
mayor.
Bud, great state Texas. That he did do, Elder. You're absolutely correct.
He shipped them all to the black to the black mayors. Now the black mayors are stuck. New York is stuck. They got a mess now. They don't know how to handle it. Now they're talking about putting on 600 more policemen by July or August or whatever. Because now they're all.
Yeah, I think it's August.
They're all in Midtown. They're all in Midtown amongst the white people who got condos down there paying $1 million, $2 million, $3 million for these apartments and everything. Now they're going to the stores, taking the food and stuff. They ain't got no money. They ain't got no food. So they're going to the stores taking the food.
Right.
Now, the mayor of New York is going to give them a debit card where they can get food.
Yeah.
I think $1,000 a month or something like that. They're going to start giving them.
No, it's $1,500, Elder. It's $1,500.
Okay, $1,500 a month. Right now they're building shelters. Whatever hotel is vacant, they turn them into shelters. You understand? Now, last week, I think a week ago, they raided one of the houses where all those immigrants was at. Guess what they found?
Yeah.
Guns and drugs.
Yep.
Okay. Because when they got off the bus, they didn't go to no medical check. You didn't go to no screen check.
Exactly.
So you don't know what they had in them backpacks. Them backpacks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But now there's all in the Roosevelt Hotel. It was a mess. The same mess that they made in the caves of Europe, they made right there in the Roosevelt Hotel. Because children drinking, smoking, getting high, nasty, cleaning, not bathing. Now they're all out in the street. When they got to relieve themselves, where they go? Behind the cars, in the bushes. You understand? Where do they take a shower at? Where they clean? It's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
And you're going to see it because as the summer, when the weather gets warm, they're all out in the street roaming around the neighborhood. Now marijuana is legal. So they're getting the $1,500. They'll be buying marijuana with that. Okay? You know, it's a mess. Chaos is going to hit the street. And that's what's going to bring black people together, because one thing about black people, they don't come together and they don't function until they're under pressure.
That part.
You don't face reality until you're under pressure.
Exactly.
So when you're under pressure,
Elder, so
when you're under pressure, it's a do or die thing. It's do or die. You're under pressure.
Right.
Exactly. That part there, Elder. Okay, and I'm going to unmute Sarge, Elder, and I'm going to let him talk.
No problem.
And okay, and then also too, after Sarge speaks, okay, Brother Chief, then we're going to end it. Okay, it's 8:48 here, Elder. So therefore, it's 11:48 where you're at, Elder, in the east. It's 8:48 here out here on the west. Okay, and this was a good show. And Elder, thank you so very, very much for joining us. We're gonna let Sarge respond, and then Lady Chair had requested that we close out with Dr. Khalid Abdul Mohammed. And I told her that we would do that. Is it okay? Do we have your approval for that, there, Elder?
Oh, sure, go ahead. I'm here. I'm here until you finish.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Thank you, Elder. Okay. Everybody prepare themselves because Sarge is going to be long-winded. Okay, Sarge, since you're saying that we discriminating against you, man, we ain't giving you a chance to finish. We're giving you 2 minutes, Sarge. Okay. No reason to blow a gasket. Once again, Joe Gibson left with his tail between his legs again. You know what I'm saying? It was to be expected. Okay. All right, Sarge. Here we go. Coming out for the last round. Touch gloves. Box.
Maybe all them sanctuary city mayors like Let's Go Brandon Johnson and Lori Lightfoot and that fool Eric Adams and all them other dumb demon rat mayors should have been bragging about being sanctuary cities. All Governor Abbott did and Ron DeSantis did was to give them what they were asking for and bragging about. Maybe next time they won't open their big damn yaps and ask for it because they got what they deserve. And let me tell you, Donald John Trump, had he been in office, would not have allowed any of this to happen, or at the very least, it would have been definitely minimized. And you know it, I know it, the American people know it, and that's why we're going to vote these fools out in November. And see, that took me about, 46 seconds. I'm not long-winded.
Yes, you are. You think it's still you want to be long-winded, Sarge.
I agree with you. Trump wouldn't allow all that garbage coming in. I agree with you on that. He wanted to build a wall. He wanted to build a wall to keep him out of here. Remember, that was his program to build that wall, but they blocked him from building the wall. Yeah, that's when I agree with you.
Damn right.
But they're going to get out of here anyway.
Yep.
They're going to get.
No, they wouldn't. Right now, the border crossings in El Paso are down to double digits a month because that razor wall that Greg Abbott put up along with the National Guardsmen on the border has got the number of encounters at that location at Eagle Pass and in El Paso down to double digits a month. That route, they're going through Nevada, they're going through Arizona, and they're going to California because they can't get through in Texas because the wall works.
Okay, now guess what?
Okay, Sarge. Nevada is nowhere near Mexico.
Now the war.
I mean Nevada, Sarge.
Now,
it's where they're infiltrating. They can't get through Texas anymore.
Right. Now, if the war spreads with Israel and Israel and Pakistanians and now Iran and all them, you know what they're going to do? The ones that the immigrants that's here, they'll put them in uniforms and put them on the front line.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't be a good idea. That would be a lousy idea. It didn't work too good for the Romans.
They won't have no choice. They won't have no choice, but they're short of manpower.
How about not getting in a stupid war in the first place? That sounds to me like a really good choice.
No, the war's on. Iran already bombed send missiles over to Israel.
Yep.
And Israel's going to retaliate.
Yep.
The war's
I think Israel can handle Iran on their own. Tell you
No.
All
other Islamic countries are going to join Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we'll probably get involved if that happens.
You're right.
Iran,
Sarge.
The reason going to get involved because America supports Israel with everything they have. Everything.
We have defense agreements with Israel. The United States has formal defense agreements with Israel. That's why. Formal treaties.
Those are only treaties you honor.
The United States has been supporting Israel ever since 1948. They built up Israel.
Right. Well, not really. Not really. Not exactly.
1917. Israel been in that area.
Not exactly. Israel didn't exist in 1917.
1948.
It existed. It was Palestine.
1948. And the area.
Please continue, Elder.
From 1948, America was sending, I think it was $2 billion a year over to Israel, even up to today.
Yep.
And didn't Biden make it plain in front of the world? We stand with Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He made it plain. Okay. So now the war is going to spread, and so maybe these immigrants, they'll put them in uniform and put them on the front line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bringing in a bunch of military.
That part, Elder. Okay, Elder. Okay. You blazing dazed on them.
Because America don't have much of an army now. Because what? Most of the men out there are homosexual.
Exactly. That part. Okay, Elder. Okay, I'm gonna unmute Sarge. Okay, Elder. And then we're gonna let Sarge be the last comment. Okay, because Sarge is Sarge, Elder, and we want to thank you so very, very much, man, for dropping the knowledge that you did. We appreciate you taking the time. And then also, too, we're going to go out with Dr. Khalid Abdul Mohammed, okay? And we're going to give Sarge 2 minutes. That is, if they don't end this episode before then. And thank you so very, very much, Elder Melchizedek. It's always a pleasure. And I'll give you a call, man, first thing tomorrow.
Yeah,
okay, Sarge.
Yeah, we're going to put a plug in 6 minutes.
Guess what you're going to do, Sarge, tonight? Guess what you're getting ready to do, Sarge? You're getting ready to have the last word is because I'm exhausted, Sarge. I'm even muting me. Go ahead, Sarge.
I'm just getting started. I didn't get much chance to speak, so I'm not tired. I got plenty of energy.
You got to get out before the plug.
Look. And on UN Resolution 181, passed on 29 November 1947, there were something like 55 states voting to create Israel. 33 voted in favor of it, 13 against, and 10 abstained. So that meant that the United States was one of 33 states voting to create the state of Israel. The United States didn't have any formal agreements with the state of Israel until after the Six-Day War in 1967. So the fact that you say in the United States formally, indirectly, people in the United States were aiding Israel, but there were no diplomatic agreements whatsoever between Israel and the United States until after the Six-Day War. So that's simply not true. To say the United States was a great supporter of the state of Israel, it didn't happen. It didn't happen because Richard Nixon got in office.
33. What are you talking about, Sergeant?
I thought I had 2 minutes. I ain't 2 minutes yet. I got at 49 seconds. Yeah, you guys don't keep your word when you tell me how much time I got to you.
I'm keeping up with.
All right, now let me one more thing I'd like to say. Well,
hurry up and get your word.
One more thing I'd like to say is that look, I don't want to get into a war with or against Israel, okay? I don't want to get involved in it at all. This fool in the White House has made that far more likely that will occur. And we need to get rid of him and all the grotesque creatures in that administration that support it.
You get no argument from me, Sarge, on that.
God, cacostocracy is what we're governing us now.
Oh, boy, it's never a dull moment here. Shabaka'S Blacc experience in hand.
Pedophiles right there.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, we'll
3 minutes.
appreciate Sister Becca for okay, all righty. Okay, so what we're going to go on and do it with the closing statement. Sarge made his. Okay, Elder Melchizedek made his. I made mine. Okay, your closing statement, Brother Jay. And once again, Elder Melchizedek, thank you so very, very much for joining us tonight, sir, with the wisdom that you have dropped. You blazed and dazed. You leaned and sheened. You rumbled, young man, rumble. You ran Joe Gibson up out of here, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing about Joe Gibson. When the heat gets on over here, you know, he runs, you know. But when I go on Joe Gibson's show, I'm called every black MF. I'm called every ignoramus. I've been called all kinds of stuff. And ladies and
he comes from a long line of fleas.
And Joe Gibson, and Joe Gibson, please keep those cards and letters coming. And by the way, Joe, when you spread your hate mail about me, please spell our name right.
Experience Enhanced, Season 8, Episode 30, with our elder guest, Melchizedek. We always appreciate you calling in, Melchizedek. You are about to be 90, if I'm not correct, or not mistaken. Elder?
I beg pardon, say again?
How old are you guys to be, Elder?
How old am I, you said?
Yeah.
I'm 88.
That's right. Okay.
No, man.
Whoa.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Congratulations there, sir. Whoa.
Yeah. So,
with no
prostitution.
With no medical problems, no medical problems, and no medication.
That's all.
I would have thought you were about. I would have thought you was about 70 or 72.
Myself.
If you go on Netflix. Go on Netflix and see me with Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali on Netflix. Blood Brothers.
Oh,
yes,
I've seen that already.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right.
And at what point do you come on the show on the documentary?
10 o'clock.
I was with the FOI uniform.
Okay, I'll check that out. All right. Okay.
I introduced myself from the beginning of Melchizedek Shabazz Allah, the Universal High Priest of the Nation of Islam. I mean, you'll see it.
Yes, sir.
Go to Netflix, Blood Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it already. I'm going to watch it again.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
You must have saw me with the FOI uniform. I was the only one with the FOI uniform on.
Sure.
And if you go to Baba TV, every time fire. I got about maybe 20 interviews there. Sunetta, House of Consciousness, Land Shabazz, Infinite Law School. Just type my name in. Everything comes up.
Shabaka,
I remember that. Yes. Okay.
Okay. And excuse the expression, ladies and gentlemen. Right now we're ghost talking because, you know, they ended the episode. And okay. And then, Elder, I will give you a call tomorrow, sir, you know, to get some more of your infinite wisdom. And also, too, Elder, did this episode live up to your expectation as per your rules and regulations, sir?
Oh,
listen,
when you teach it, see, when you have programs like this, remember, you're in front of a variety of people.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Intelligent people. You want to bring people to the program. You don't want to turn them off the program. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you keep it on. Say what you got to say, but on a respectful level. Right. Don't change up your ideas. But whatever you're going to speak about, whatever the topic is, stay with your topic,
Yeah.
You understand? But do it respectfully where it can be accepted by everybody. You understand?
Yes, sir. Okay, Elder, noted, man, and thank you so very, very much. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, sir. And it was most definitely a yes, sir. Okay, and thank you once again, Elder.
Peace,
always.
Peace and
Okay.
Peace and love to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, and thank you, Elder.
For this season 8, episode 30 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, in conjunction with Frontline Black News. Peace, Black Power. Check us out
always
tomorrow, I guess, for the RBA. Lady Chase should be doing the RBA tomorrow. And then
okay.
Grand Rising with Shabaka this Friday. We're gonna do Grand Rising.
Yeah, this Friday.
We haven't come up with a topic yet, but
all right,
we will have a topic by then.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We will have a topic by then, and also too, Brother Che, let Lady Che know is that since they pulled the plug on us, since we went into overtime, we will play Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad this Friday for her, because she did request that.
Oh, we can still. They put the plug. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're ghost talking now. You know what
I'm
saying? It's just you and I talking. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is off, man.
Oh, everybody.
Okay. So once again, we'll appreciate it. Okay. We're out. Okay.
All right, y'all. Stream y'all. Let me end this.
Okay. All right.
Come over to the stream, y'all, Shabaka.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I should see you over there.
Okay. I think I am going to end it, though. Lady Che, did you have anything to say?
I feel a little disappointed that I couldn't talk to Melchizedek, knowing that I did an interview with them quite some time ago.
Yeah.
But y'all was like on one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very live show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to season 8, episode 30 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced in conjunction with Frontline Black News. We'll be back with Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced on Friday for Grand Rising with Shabaka in the Chase at 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. in the East. And in the meantime, Lady Che, when's the RBA coming?
Probably as soon as I get done twisting my hair. Depending on how I feel.
Okay. Well, either today or tonight or tomorrow, Lady Che will be dropping the RBA. And then we'll be doing the Frontline Black News on Saturday. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to all of our platforms, Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook. Oh, there's Shabaka right there.
A few minutes, man, because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Up all this.
I was just giving a closing on the StreamYard, but thanks for joining us, Shabaka. Excellent show. Lady Che was just saying how she was kind of disappointed she didn't get to talk to him because it was too chaotic.
No, it wasn't chaotic, man. No, we had them under control, man. And the
That's chaotic over here. All I can hear is just yelling.
Yeah, no, but that's just it, though, Lady Che. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Elder Melchizedek, you know, he checked these fools. He humiliated Joe Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he ran Joe Gibson off the show with his knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Joe Gibson, once again, put his hate mail in the chat room, you know what I mean? And they cannot deal with these truths. And I can give you all about 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Just recapping the show tonight. And then on top of it as well, too, so let our haters hate and we'll be great. And and then too is that, you know, on the Grand Rising pretty much on Friday morning, that there's pretty much is dealing like with topics. You know, I'm just running it past you all to see how you feel about it. That's pretty much dealing with the topics that are unfolding as they happen.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? Because you got a whole lot of news going on out here. And then also, too, what I want to say,
Tell me about it. Shabaka, it's hard to keep up with all this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's because, of course, you know what's happening there in New York City. Robert Kraft had pulled all his funding from Columbia University because they had people with the Palestinian situation going on and stuff like that. And then, too, all I'm seeing is, I hope I'm wrong, but all this shit here, man, that's coming up is getting ready to be the prelude to World War III. Now, here's one thing. I don't know how World War III is going to end or how they're going to fight World War III, but I will tell you how they're going to fight World War IV with sticks and rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Shabaka, guess what?
Yeah.
Yellowstone is showing activity.
Uh-oh, the geyser. Okay.
Geyser, the super volcano.
Oh, the Ring of Fire. So which means Shasta, Mount Hood, Mount Rainier, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might be doing some work as well too. It's because they told the people in Spanaway, Washington, that's so close to
Mount
Mount Shasta's in California.
Oh, you're talking about Fort Hood?
Yeah. No, Mount Hood is in Washington, but Mount Rainier, okay, which is near.
That's in Oregon?
Yeah. Mount Rainier is in Washington State. I think it's about 50 miles south of Seattle, and they got a city called Spanaway, which is right by it. And they just told the people in Spanaway, when this thing here erupts, Mount Rainier, we're writing you off the map. It's because you guys are too isolated to get any type of FEMA to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they were smart, you know what I'm saying? You know.
So is Mount St. Helens directly to the east of Seattle?
Okay, no, sir. Mount St. Helens is right across the Columbia River, which borders.
Oh, so it's further south, like by Portland.
Southern Washington. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I passed Mount St. Helens, you know what I'm saying? And the person that pointed out to me, and the way you could tell Mount St. Helens, if you ever get off into that region there, if you're going north on Interstate 5, the top of Mount St. Helens is all flat.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all flat. And I remember back in 1980 when it happened, and I was 21 years of age at the time when it blew up. And then how the photographer who took those photographs as it unfolded, how he got up out of there, man, is beyond me. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is definitely beyond me.
Probably a helicopter, Shabaka.
Yeah. Now, from what I understand, this dude was on the ground, Brother Che.
Well, he has some mode of transportation to get the hell up out of there.
Yeah. He got up out of there, you know, some type of way, man. Yeah, it wasn't nothing nice, you know. And what have you. Okay, so what topics are we going over, or is this open mic or what?
I was about to close it out, but Lady Shay, you have anything you want to say before we close it out?
No, we close it out. I'm about to go look for an aspirin.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay.
I'm just sitting here listening.
But she said she might be doing the RBA tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as soon as I finish twisting up my hair. Maybe.
Okay.
Depends if I can get this headache to go away.
Okay, and then also too, Lady Shay, I'm up here because I got a new phone and I got to figure out all the configurations on it, because you know how they do this prepackaged bullshit with this spyware, you know what I'm saying, and what have you. Okay, so I'm gonna bid you all a good night. You know, okay, from Sin City, Nevada. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, by the way, it's 78 degrees and they got high winds coming.
Oh, yeah, they already arrived here. It's supposed to rain in the next, outside of tomorrow, it's not supposed to rain, but after tomorrow, it's supposed to rain the next 4 days.
Okay. All right. And then the next couple of days, I got medical appointments, that I got to attend to. Okay. So once again, thank you for an excellent show tonight on Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced. And also, too, we appreciate all our haters. Keep your hate mail coming. is because the only thing we do with your negative ass energy is change the polarity and turn it into all positive. All right. Good night from Sin City. I'm out. Okay.
I'll see you shortly, Lady Shay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of the studio.
Okay.